That's the wrong hand. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another WWE Fantasy Log. Ah! Okay, then.
Didn't do nothing. Tried not to move.
You moved. Anyway, yeah, if that keeps happening when you're moving, you have a loose wire in your headset. Anyway, as I was saying, welcome to another WWE Fantasy Log. We are the league. And this is the show where we go through and talk about the week in pro wrestling, and we score the Fantasy League via the WWE programming recap. With me, as always, are Jeff and Tiff.
I guess Jeff's not here.
I guess Jeff doesn't give a shit.
Nope.
You were already unmuted.
I thought I was muted. Sorry. I'm here. Hi.
No, you're muted, and you're just sitting there with a light on your face, ignoring the entire fucking show. So thank you for that.
Sorry. I'm here.
Dick. Anyway,
Jazz hands.
what the fuck? Okay then.
Your fingers.
Fucking jazz hands. What is this?
The spirit fingers.
Anyway, we're gonna do the usual. As I just said, news, recap, blah, blah. We are a night late this week because, unfortunately, there were some occupying situations last night. Tiff had to get to bed very early. Jeff was out seeing a movie, so we decided that we'll move it to tonight. And we'll go over there. All right. So, we were going to kick right off with the news, and there was news this week. Oh, was there news? Solomon
Okay,
Grundy won pants too.
Okay, I'll bend the peer pressure.
All right. Let's talk about some shit. Put that in there. So,
how it hit the fan?
What?
You mean how it hit the fan?
Yeah, well. We're going to start off. It was announced on Monday Night Raw that at this point, I don't know if it's the last one or not, but it was announced that Mark Henry will be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year.
Woo! It was announced at Raw. They ran a thing.
Yep.
No, it was announced at Raw. I'm saying I don't know. I just don't know if he's the last one.
Oh, I don't know. How many people do they have?
A lot.
Probably.
Because they've got, let's see, who do they got? Now, Mark Henry, they got Goldberg.
They have Jeff Jarrett.
They have Jeff Jarrett. They had
who's that lady's name? Forget again.
Yeah, Ivory.
Ivory, yeah. Wasn't there a tag team in there somewhere? The Dudleys?
Yeah, the Dudley Boys. And then the Hillbilly Jim. And Kid Rock in the Celebrity Wing. And then that kid for the Warrior Award.
But 7.
Yeah, so Mark Henry may or may not be the last. We shall see.
Indeed.
They have until WrestleMania to announce anymore.
Yeah, they do one a week, so it depends on if they're going to do any for the next couple of weeks or not. Because at this point, we are, as of today, 2 weeks from WrestleMania, for those of you keeping score at home. So they could announce potentially up to 2 more before WrestleMania if they were going to do that. We'll see. But yes, congratulations to Mark Henry. Well deserved.
Indeed. Welcome to the Hall of Pain.
Yeah, there was and it's likely Hillbilly Jim was the last minute addition because supposedly, when it was reported a while ago, the short list of people who might be on there, the suspected person was going to be on there was Bam Bam Bigelow. But thank you. But rumor has it that apparently WWE could not come to an agreement with the late Bam Bam Bigelow's family for the induction. So that may be why Hillbilly Jim got put in there.
Fair.
Oh, congrats to the world's strongest man. All right.
So you got Mark Henry as the world's strongest man, and right now we have Braun Strowman as Monster Among Men. How would you think a match between the two of them would go?
I think Braun Strowman would kick his ass because Mark Henry's old.
And slow.
And also, Braun Strowman was also in the strongman competition sometime after Mark Henry. They actually met there.
Yep.
So at this point, I would think Strowman is probably stronger than Henry.
Okay, well, let's say if they were both in like great shape and everything. I mean, like in the same shape, not just saying, "Oh, he's old," or not just saying he's like slow, whatever. How would you?
If it was Henry in his prime, Henry would probably whoop his ass 10 weeks from Sunday. Braun Strowman would be the next entrant into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Are you still getting feedback over there, Jim?
No, we're good. Anyway, moving on. Let's see here. Over the weekend, news broke that Rey Mysterio signed a deal with Aro Lucha, a promotion based out of Nashville, Tennessee, as both an in-ring talent and an off-screen owner, which led many to assume that might preclude any deal with WWE. But reports are that he is still in negotiations with WWE, and that the report of Mysterio joining Aro Lucha was blown out of proportion. He is still negotiating and is committed to working the upcoming tapings for them. It's unknown if he'll stay with them or become an owner, but as of now, he is not an owner.
Fair enough.
So we will see if Mysterio ends up coming over. Let's see what else we got. Let's go this way. All right. Speaking of people in masks, how about that?
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and we need to collectively wish some luck here. Well, not luck, but I guess recovery, I suppose, because I have not heard any more on this. Go see if there's any more on this. I do not see any notes about this, so fair enough. Everybody's just talking, so I guess we don't know what the outcome was, but yes, it is in fact Vader time.
Okay.
Because earlier this week, let's see. So it hasn't actually happened yet. Okay, so it's tomorrow. Because he wrote about 4 days ago, posted on his Twitter that as of Monday morning in Dallas, Texas, Big Van Vader will be having full-blown open heart surgery.
Ooh.
They say it's a tough surgery to get through. According to Big Van Vader, Monday morning, Dallas, Texas, I am now having full-blown open heart surgery. They say it's tough surgery to get through. Wish me luck. I am going to need it. So we wish all the luck in the world to Big Van Vader.
Indeed.
I would like to agree with the person on his Twitter that made a point that it is absolute shit he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So, good luck to Vader. We hope you pull through. We'll report more on the outcome of that next week. Hopefully positive news. What else we got? Rolling it through. Well, speaking of people that are laid up, let's go with the week's injury report, shall we? We got injuries. Okay, so the big one that's been floating around, and this is, I don't know all the details yet, but supposedly AJ Styles is working through some kind of minor injury.
Yep.
He made only one appearance last weekend when he showed up briefly to save Nakamura from an attack by Team Cammy. He was originally going to team with Nakamura to take them on, but was attacked with chair shots before the match, and Randy Orton then filled in for him for the remainder of the tour as Nakamura's tag partner. The exact details of Styles' situation are unknown. He was backstage at Raw getting evaluated by the medical staff. And so it remains to be seen what his situation will be with WrestleMania only a few weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Although it doesn't seem too bad because he is still scheduled to fight Nakamura at WrestleMania, and he's on the what is he? He's basically slated to do the live events coming up. So yeah, in like the next weekend. So yeah, we'll see.
I see AJ himself addressed the injury rumors. When asked about the status of the dream match, he said, if my leg got cut off, I'd find a way to make it to WrestleMania. I will be wrestling Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Some people are having some doubts, though. There's still no word on exactly what injury he's dealing with. Both F4W Online and PW Insider report that he was examined by the medical staff on Monday and has been good to go for WrestleMania. Unknown if he'll be competing at any events from now through the pay-per-view, though. Let's put this up here. All right. Jeff Hardy is continuing to train at the Performance Center. And it seems that they're expecting him back shortly, and his recent arrest for DWI is apparently a non-issue for them. And he's also been, of course, he was left in the Ultimate Deletion match, which we'll talk about. So apparently Jeff will be back sooner rather than later. So that's good news, at least. Let's see, Big Cass was backstage at Raw also, though obviously not booked to return. He was reporting telling fellow wrestlers that he was cleared to return from his torn ACL suffered last summer, so he may be back soon as well. Jeff continues, rehabbing the shoulder surgery. Obviously, the performance center to work out in the ring, and already noted he's completed the final round of physical therapy, so hopefully he will be back soon. So there's our injury updates.
Fair.
Moving along. What else we got? Think of people potentially coming back from things. According to Mike Johnson at PW Insider, discussions are underway between WWE and Hulk Hogan.
Oh, great.
It's unclear what his role would be, but some ideas tossed around are as an authority figure on SmackDown, what with Bryan cleared to wrestle and Shane kind of out of the picture at the moment, at least till, WrestleMania match potentiality aside. Other rumored roles include being Braun Strowman's mystery partner, or as an entrant into the 50-man Greatest Royal Rumble match in Saudi Arabia. So, who knows? WWE's statement on the matter was, we have had discussions with Terry Bollea, a.k.a. Hulk Hogan, about how he can help others learn from his mistakes. However, he is not under any contract with WWE. So we may see Hogan back soon.
Fair.
What else we got? Speaking of former WWE employees, this is interesting. There's apparently a new a little internet feud going on here.
Okay.
There have been social media shots going back and forth. Because apparently The tweet was since deleted.
Okay.
But apparently there's some color commentary concern.
Okay.
Because Corey Graves was on his Twitter and for some reason decided to take a shot at Taz.
Oh boy.
I don't know exactly what, it doesn't say exactly what he was responding to, and apparently Taz has no idea either. And I quote, "Insecurity is a bad color on you, Taz. Should have stuck to orange and black."
Ouch.
Taz caught wind of the comments, took to his own Twitter to respond. "I have no clue what you were talking about. P.S. Tough to be insecure when I'm the happiest I've ever been a professional for the past 3+ years, and I always stick to orange and black." So I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know.
So we'll see if that pans out to anything. What else we got? What else we got? Yeah, let's go over here. Speaking, let's talk about Taz. Speaking of people that would kill you, John Cena did an interview earlier this week, and he's not the one that would kill you. Before you think that, he was promoting his new movie Blockers, which you may have heard about.
No.
Jeff, did you hear about Blockers?
Yes, I did. I've seen the preview. I've seen the commercial for it.
Mm-hmm. Jeff didn't hear about this.
No.
It's the movie Blockers.
Obviously.
The logo is the word Blockers, and there is a silhouette of a rooster on top of it.
Okay, then.
Put that together.
Yeah.
Yeah. The premise is that John Cena plays a dad, and he teams up with 2 other dads to thwart their 3 daughters who have made a pact to lose their virginity on prom night.
Oh, yeah, I did see the trailer for this. Now that you mentioned that plot, I do remember that now.
Yes, John
Didn't
Cena.
remember what it was called. So.
Yes.
Ding ding ding! Light
Yes,
bulb.
exactly. You could also see a great hilarious fake promo for the Blockers app, which is a fake app which you can which when people or things are annoying you, you can press the app to summon John Cena to block them for you.
Ha!
Which was very funny. Anyway, Cena was doing this interview about Blockers, and he spoke about the possibility of UFC megastar Conor McGregor coming to WWE.
Really?
And Cena wasn't shy in admitting that he would be a great, entertaining, and successful superstar. Cena admitting, and I quote, "He would do fantastic. Hell, he put me out of work. He gets the entertainment aspect of sport, and I think gets it as good or better than anyone else. The way he promoted the fight against Mayweather, that's what we do, and he did it as good or better than us. So I hope one day, if you're out there watching and you want to come to WWE, he will be a fantastic WWE superstar."
I don't know if WWE Creative and like Kevin Dunn and Vince and stuff over there have proven anything in the last 5 years. It's that they hate people with accents.
Mm. This is true.
I mean, that's the reason why Becky Lynch hasn't gotten a push, because Kevin Dunn over there hates her Irish accent.
Fair enough.
Despite the fact that she could probably cut promos with the best of them. She's actually pretty damn good on the mic, but they never let her talk. Because, I can't stand the Brogue. Yet they let Sheamus talk. So,
yeah.
Double standard much? But then again, a lot of the time now Cesaro's the one cutting the promo, not Sheamus. He'll just have a one-liner here and there. So
yeah, they go back and forth. They have about even
yeah.
Because remember, Cesaro has no teeth.
Yeah, but that's probably also part of the reason why they never let Finn Balor cut any promos, because we don't like the accent.
Probably.
Fucking racist.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, technically that's not racist. I mean, they're all white people. That's technically more of a nationalist.
Fair enough.
Anyway, moving along. Let's see what else we got here. So, people who could put other people out of business. How about that? So, how Vince McMahon is in the process of relaunching the XFL.
And selling WWE.
Potentially.
Selling WWE?
Potentially.
AGM.
What?
That's what I said.
AGM.
AGM? What?
Potentium.
Oh, okay.
Well,
sorry, your echo distorted you.
I understood her just fine.
Anyway. Well, for those of you that know, the original XFL, Vince McMahon had a well-known partner, and that being a man by the name of Dick Ebersol.
Right, I remember that.
Dick Ebersol is a very famous figure in football.
Mm-hmm.
He was a senior advisor for NBC Universal Sports and Olympics, previously the chairman of NBC Sports, among many other things. Well, it turns out as it would see here, that Dick Ebersol is launching his own football league.
Oh, great.
In fact, he's joining his son, who has already started this league. They're founders of another upstart professional league. Dick Ebersol and his son, Charlie Ebersol, who produced the ESPN 30 for 30 documentary where the return of Ebersol and McMahon to football world was teased, will be launching the Alliance of American Football. Or I believe that would abbreviate as the AAF, if I'm correct.
Okay, then.
The league includes several major financial investors and part owners. The first season will begin in February of 2019, well before the XFL kicks back off in 2020, and is already cleared with a television deal, which the XFL has yet to finalize.
Okay, then.
So, yeah. I don't know if Vince is going to have an audience by the time he gets around to that. We will find out. What else we got here? Oh, speaking of ridiculous things, why not? It's generic enough. So this is a thing that happened here. I'm not sure why this is a thing that happened, but this is a thing that happened.
Okay.
I'm gonna put up a picture here in a second. So, at the WWE tapings, after the SmackDown Live and the 205 Live and the Mixed Match Challenge, there was a dark match main event, which saw Shinsuke Nakamura and Bobby Roode team up to defeat Dolph Ziggler and Jinder Mahal.
Okay.
And nobody seems to be able to figure out what the hell this was about. But I'm going to go ahead and throw up some pictures here.
You do that.
Because apparently post-match, put this up here, they were apparently accosted by a man in a chicken suit. As you can see here, there's a man in a chicken suit right here. He came out of the timekeeper's area.
Son of the gobbledygooker?
I don't know. As you can see here, he's in the ring here with Roode and Nakamura, who don't seem to know what to make of him.
Then he turns out to be...
So they got in the ring. There's actually a clip there. I'm not going to play that because I don't want to get us hit. Yeah, they apparently Nakamura and Roode did the chicken dance with him.
So obviously he's some indie wrestler in a chicken suit?
Probably. Just random chicken suit. I don't know. It's random.
Dolph Ziggler face turn confirmed?
Yeah.
Well, people were speculating he was going to face turn, and he teamed with Nakamura, so yeah.
No, that was Bobby Roode, the team with Nakamura.
Oh, that was Bobby Roode. Oh, yeah.
Ziggler was on the losing team with Jinder Mahal.
Fair. Never mind then.
Idiot.
Unless Ziggler was the one in the chicken suit.
I don't know.
Say it with me, guys. Pay attention.
Yeah, thank you. Ziggler doesn't need to be in a chicken suit. Ziggler's the fucking Colonel.
Maybe that's why he was in the chicken suit.
No, it's supposed to be Heath Slater the chicken suit because he's the fake alternate chicken mascot.
And I thought he's not the Colonel anymore. I thought Ric Flair's the Colonel now.
Well, they bring back all the Colonels every so often for who's going to be the next Colonel shtick. But anyway. And Dolph Ziggler was the first Colonel, so let's give him credit.
He was.
All right, what else we got here? Let's cut over to NXT for a moment. Minor note from NXT. It was noted this past week that backstage interviewer Christy St. Cloud, a.k.a. Christy Olsen, has left the WWE. Her contract expired, and the two sides mutually agreed to part ways.
Fair.
But if you would like to keep tabs on Miss Christy, you can follow her over on her YouTube channel, Christy Reports. So go check that out. What else? Let's scroll over here real quick. We'll cover this. Because we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of the Mixed Match Challenge.
Fair.
All right, so we have the matchup. And it was Asuka and The Miz, or Team Asuka, as they are called. Taking on Team A Little Big of Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss in a semifinal match. Indeed. So, Miz and Asuka debated over who would start, so Miz decided to let Asuka start, but Bliss tagged in Strowman immediately, which forced Miz to enter the match. Strowman dropkicked Miz in the stomach, and Miz went flying. He tagged out and teased leaving, but Strowman got in his way. Asuka fighting Bliss in the ring, and Bliss got knocked off the apron and into the arms of Braun Strowman. They teased like they were going to kiss, but then they stopped when they realized Alexa was about to get counted out. So he put her back in the ring. Later on, Strowman tagged in and ended up tossing Miz over the ropes and into the ring. Strowman worked over Miz. Strowman gave a thumbs down. Asuka freaked over her streak in the corner, but Miz slipped away and ended up dropkicking Strowman's knee out and then hit him with the Daniel Bryan kicks.
Okay, then.
Which Strowman probably no-sold. Asuka called out for Miz while Strowman went to his corner. Bliss grabbed him by the beard and pulled him in for a kiss, but Miz hit Strowman from behind before they could lock lips. Strowman then chased Miz at ringside and ran him into the barricade. He then tossed Miz back in the ring where Miz tagged in Asuka, who then dominated Alexa Bliss and got a near fall. Later, Bliss kicked Miz through the ropes, and then Asuka and Bliss each other simultaneously and landed on the mat. At ringside, Strowman plowed Miz through the timekeeper's barricade area, and both men stayed down. Bliss scored a couple of good near falls on Asuka, but as she set up for her DDT, Asuka countered it into the Asuka lock and tapped her out for the win.
Yep.
No one is ready for Asuka. So, then we'll move on to the finals. And our other semifinal match will be happening next week, where the current semifinalist team of Charlotte and Bobby Roode, aka the Robe Warriors, will be taking on the team that has been given a second chance by fan vote.
Yep.
And it was announced that will be the team of Finn Balor and Sasha Banks.
Yep.
So that match will be next week, and the winner of that match will face Team Asuka in the finals. So stay tuned for that. Speaking of big events, let's talk about WrestleMania for a few minutes.
Okay.
It was first announced that Lillian Garcia will be at WrestleMania.
Of course.
And she will be serving as the special guest ring announcer for the first ever WrestleMania Women's in no way affiliated with the Great Moolah Battle Royal.
Why does Lillian Garcia
What?
name? Why does the name sound?
Because she was the ring announcer for Raw for like 15 years. She's a Hispanic chick. She always did the ring announcing, sang the national anthem a lot. You know her if you saw her. So she will be returning, so that's cool.
Is she returning, or just returning for that?
No, she's just returning for the ring announcing, but she shows up every so often for stuff. She's on good terms with WWE. So they're going to bring her back for this special thing, and that's cool. Also, which we will cover in a moment, it is worth noting this week, by the way, that it was also confirmed that there will be an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal as well.
I knew that. I heard that from Ron.
Because there was debate as to whether that would happen. Apparently, it's now officially on, and apparently the Revival are going to be the first tag team ever to win it.
I mean,
Who's going in as a tag team for this?
The Revival.
Doesn't that defeat the
Sorry.
purpose of? Oh, whatever. Okay. Well, I
There's-
guess
there-
Isn't it like every man for themselves or something?
There's a promo on Raw. We'll get to it.
right.
'Cause I just
Meanwhile, speaking of things happening in WrestleMania weekend, let's talk about the Hall of Fame for just a moment. I mean, we talked about Mark Henry earlier. But so we have our inductees, now we're getting our inductors, as it were. I don't know if anybody's following the inductors. Anybody? Bueller.
Did not.
All right.
know that was
Well,
a thing.
first of all, we know that Ivory.
sorry.
That's okay. We know that Ivory is being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah.
And it was announced that she'll be inducted by none other than Molly Holly.
Woo.
So that's cool. We also found out, and I think you, I can't remember if it was you that suggested this, Jeff. Somebody mentioned this at a point. I think it was kind of obvious. It was also announced that the Dudley Boys will be inducted by Edge and Christian.
Yep.
And I'm assuming the Hardys will show up.
More than likely, but yeah, Edge and Christian confirmed that on their Pod of Awesomeness.
Yes.
They were about to spoil everything about what they were going to say, and then Christian was like, "No, we better not."
Yes.
And they
And
were talking about the Dudleys. It's obvious they love him and stuff like that, and they were going to go off about him. And Christian was like, "You know what? Better we keep this for WrestleMania. We don't want to reveal everything we're going to say when we induct him."
Yep. And also out of left fucking field, I don't know how this makes any damn sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he won't do a good job, but it was announced that Bill Goldberg
Mm-hmm.
will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame
Mm-hmm.
by Paul Heyman.
What?
Yeah,
That makes no goddamn sense.
that was my thought.
Okay.
I would have thought Bischoff, I mean WCW, but
Right?
I don't know. It's the thing that's happening. Let's hear. WWE been doing their best to keep most of the Hall of Fame inductees, the people who will induct them, quiet, while only the Dudleys apparently revealed that Edge and Christian were going to induct them. That was not something WWE wanted revealed. Oops. The belief has always been that Heyman would be doing the honors for Goldberg. However, all parties, Heyman, Goldberg, and WWE, were doing their best to keep it a secret for the last few weeks. So I don't know, but yeah, that's happening.
Fair.
So lots of things. So we will find out the remaining inductors as we go. Let's see. We'll talk about that more later. So that just leaves the last one. Jeff, would you like to do the honors?
What's the last one?
The only news that mattered this week.
I'm blanking. Throw me a bone.
The only news that mattered this week.
I still don't know what you're talking about. Ah.
I'm sorry, I hit the mic. I hit the microphone. I was
Don't hit the microphone.
Yes, Steph. Hello? No one's going to throw me a bone here? Yes! Oh, you wanted to report on that. Okay, fair enough. I thought we were just going to talk about it on SmackDown, but that's fair.
It broke way before SmackDown.
That's true. But yes, Daniel Bryan, the Beard, is back. And he has not missed a step. And it remains to be seen what he will be doing. He has been cleared to wrestle by the WWE doctors. And apparently he went to the head physician there in WWE and said, what do I have to do to get cleared? And the head physician handed him a list and said, get these guys to clear you. Mm-hmm. And so he did.
Following more than 2 years of extensive evaluations, WWE superstar Daniel Bryan is medically cleared to return to in-ring competition by leading neurosurgeons, neurologists, and concussion experts, including Dr. Robert Cantu, Dr. Javier Cardenas, and Dr. Jeffrey Kutcher.
Yep.
And, of course, Dr. Joseph Maroon, the WWE guy.
Now, do you have the follow-up to this story?
I have many follow-ups to this story.
So do you have the caveat to his being?
I'm gonna go through. Clear. I'm gonna go through everything I have, and when I'm done, if I haven't covered something, you can let me know.
All right.
So WWE announced, Daniel Bryan has been interviewed multiple times since the huge announcement on Tuesday, clearing him to return to action. In 2 revealing bits of news, he indicated that his current deal expires on September 1st. Most now expect that he will sign an extension, and also he was given his official clearance on Monday. Let's see. So apparently he was officially cleared on Monday, but some people knew it a few weeks ago that it was imminent. So the reason it was a when, not if situation because he was able to get support from all the doctors that WWE suggested. All right, let's continue on. As part of WWE clearing Daniel Bryan for in-ring action, he has agreed to adhere to probably the most stringent and strict concussion protocol for any athlete in any sport.
Yep, that's what I was talking
about. The
word
is that Bryan has agreed that after every match, he will go backstage and be examined by WWE doctors, including getting impact testing done and a neuropsychological evaluation. This is expected to continue until WWE decides it isn't needed any further. Of course, it should go without saying, if Bryan's health status moving forward will be under a microscope, and any injury, let alone another concussion, will likely cause WWE to put the brakes on this and refuse to clear him any further.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, something kind of funny that happened as a result of this, but we'll cover. Let me finish, and I'll cover that in a minute. One of the doctors who cleared Bryan, neurosurgeon Dr. Robert Cantu, spoke to Newsweek and had this to say, and I quote, I evaluated Bryan for a neurological opinion on return to WWE on February 26, 2018. Included in his medical records were multiple evaluations by renowned concussion clinicians. I determined that Bryan is currently asymptomatic, has a normal detailed neurological and cognitive neuropsychological examination, normal EEG, and an MRI that showed no definite evidence of a prior brain injury. It is my medical opinion that there is no absolute contraindication, and his return to in-ring action in WWE. Cantor is a leading expert in concussions who consults with teams across the NFL, the NBA, and the NHL. He also has his own concussion treatment center at the Emerson Hospital in Concord, Massachusetts. And he was one of 3 doctors that cleared Daniel Bryan.
Fair.
It is worth noting that because it was unclear whether Bryan would get the final medical clearance from the doctor, WWE creatively had formulated backup plans for Team Cammy and the Shane storyline. One of them was Shane getting a totally different partner, and the other was a triple threat match with all 3. But both scenarios would have likely seen Bryan as a special guest referee because the company had no problem with him refereeing a match while not cleared, since he wouldn't be taking any bumps. Okay, that's all I got. Did I miss anything?
Again, thought I was muted. Nope.
Hello.
You got what I was thinking of. The fact that basically
Jeff, you're muted.
No, I wasn't muted.
Oh no, my headset went down. Hang on.
You fail.
That was mine. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
I was saying, no, the only thing I had was the whole, after every match or every time like he takes serious bumps, stuff like that, he's basically being looked at in the back by like all the doctors and shit to make sure he's still fine.
Yep.
That's the caveat. So yeah, that's all I had.
Now there is one unfortunate thing that came out of this.
What's that?
That's it. Daniel Bryan was said would never be cleared, is suddenly medically cleared again. And now people are all on other people want to know if they're going to get cleared to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And while I did not get to read the entire thing, I did see that this was an article where Edge had to go out of his way to be like, look, just because one person gets cleared to come back doesn't mean the rest of us are going to get cleared to come back. Shut up.
Yeah. It depends on the injury, people.
Yeah.
Which apparently young Miss Page over there doesn't quite understand because she tweeted out a little short tweet about it.
Yeah.
Saying, Daniel Bryan coming back gives hope to us people who are injured to come back. I'm like, Paige, you're not coming back. You're one fuck up away from being draws. You're not coming back. Get over it. Get over yourself. Move on with your life. Get a better job.
Mm-hmm. That's hard to tell her when literally her entire life from birth has been wrestling.
Yeah, and she can't do it anymore, so she's going to need to learn how to do shit outside of wrestling.
Good luck.
Because she's literally wasting away in WWE because she's literally doing nothing. Now, they transition her to the stuff backstage like she was supposed to. Maybe she'd be okay, but they're still having her come out and literally do nothing, and that's a waste. And I'll be right back.
God damn it. All right, then. Anyway, that is all the news that is fit to report for the week there. We will go ahead and move on to the WWE programming proper. And we will see what happened this week.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
So, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, continue.
All right, so we will move on to the programming proper. Let me fire up the old Excel document here, and we will see where we are. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. That is not the document I wanted. Idiot. All right. Let's go on over there. Let me hit this. And screen share. All right. So as you can see here, folks, still currently in the lead at 63-96 is the Blissful Riot of Justice. Followed just 50 points behind at 63-46 by the Balor Club Worldwide. And still in last place is me at 47-67. Over on the leaderboards, still at the top of the leaderboards is Seth freaking Rollins. Burn it down! At 528 points, just 5 points ahead of Cedric Alexander at 523 points. One of the Cruiserweight title contenders. Followed by the WWE Champion AJ Styles clocking in at 521. The Monster Among Men Braun Strowman at 515. Finn Balor coming in at 477, followed by the Big Dog Roman Reigns at 446. Empress of Tomorrow Asuka is at 414, followed by Sami Zayn at 409. Just ahead of Big John Cena at 388. And rounding out the top 10 is Sheamus at 384, one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions. Just a few points ahead of his partner Cesaro, who did not quite make the 10. So there you go there. Let's throw this into order, and we will go see what happened on Raw. How about that? Sound good? Is that a yes? Or you muted it? Did my headset go out again?
No, your headset didn't go out. I just didn't say anything.
Okay.
No, your headset went out.
I just want to make sure. Alrighty. The March 19th edition of Monday Night Raw came from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We open up with the Raw General Manager, Kurt Angle. You suck. You suck. All right.
You said.
Yes. So Kurt welcomes everybody to Raw and talks about Braun Strowman forcing himself into the Tag Team Battle Royal last week. And winning it, and he says he has a solution for what Strowman did, and that Strowman must choose a partner in order to face the Bar at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns then walks into the crowd and interrupts, getting in the ring and confronting Angle. Remember, Roman Reigns is suspended.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Angle reminds Reigns that he is suspended and that he's trespassing right now. And Reigns says that who cares? Someone from the WrestleMania main event has to be here tonight since Lesnar won't show up. Kurt says that he knows Reigns is mad, but Lesnar will be here, and Reigns has to wait until WrestleMania to get his hands on Lesnar. He says he doesn't care. He's not leaving until he faces Brock Lesnar tonight. Angle then leaves, and Reigns unfolds a chair and sits down in the ring.
Careful what you wish for, Reigns.
Easy with the microphone.
You know what? I'm just going to mute myself for the entire
You have to mute yourself. Just be careful if you're moving the microphone. All right. Police walk down to the ring to deal with Reigns. They surround him, and one reads him his rights off a little card. They cuff the big dog, and he argues that when they touch Reigns to try removing him from the ring, he freaks out and starts attacking them. He pummels on them with his cuffed hands and elbows them, stomps on one in the corner. Brock's music hits, and then he comes out to the ring. He slides in, and he's still handcuffed. Roman Reigns swings the chair at him, but Lesnar ducks in and hits a German. Then he beats the shit out of Reigns with a chair, then hits another German. Heyman continues to shout out instructions as Lesnar hits another chair shot and another German. Then some more chair shots. Then Lesnar walks off with Heyman as the referees check on Reigns, and the police appear to have left, but Lesnar is still on the ramp. He then runs back in the ring, bashes Reigns with a chair some more, hits another German, walks off again, then walks back again and hits Roman with an F5. Reigns is still handcuffed through all this, mind you. Lesnar then walks off again with Heyman as the refs check on Reigns and paramedics load him onto a stretcher as we hear a "You deserve it" chant from the Dallas crowd.
Yep, and that surprised me. I mean, I know people don't like Roman Reigns, but when they started doing that, I was like, wait, what? Really? Wow. Like, if they're chanting that at Roman Reigns when he's getting his ass kicked, then WWE's whole let's make Brock out to be the person who doesn't like the fans and make Reigns be the huge fan favorite by going against Vince and stuff like that. Yeah, you fucking failed, WWE. If that didn't get Reigns over, he's fucking failed. You're idiots.
Yeah, but you have to realize it's not entirely fair to judge Reigns based on Dallas.
Still, the fact that it happened says a lot. I'm sorry, but it does.
No, but I remember one thing.
What?
What do people hate the most about Roman Reigns? Of things that he's done, not of behaviors he has or has not exhibited.
That he's Vince McMahon's golden boy.
Besides that,
I don't know. The fact that he won the Royal Rumble?
no, close.
I don't know.
Bigger.
I don't know. That's all I can think of.
Well, what did he do that pissed people off at
He
WrestleMania?
retired The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dallas is the Undertaker's backyard.
True.
You're not going to get Roman Reigns over in the land of the Undertaker.
Yeah. Yeah, but mind you, he was getting beat up by the guy who broke the Undertaker's streak.
Yes, but the difference is, while they may not like him, they respect Brock Lesnar.
I suppose.
They legitimately agree that Brock Lesnar at least had legitimacy to him in breaking that streak.
Mm.
Roman Reigns did not have legitimacy in beating The Undertaker.
This is true.
It's damn true. Anyway, Roman Reigns is wheeled out on a stretcher. So I guess that would be promo for Reigns and then assault for Lesnar repeatedly. Let's see here. We'll do a promo for Reigns. We'll start with that. And then let's see, what's Lesnar going to get here? Lesnar's going to get an out-of-match assault, obviously. Oh, and actually both of them are going to get... so let's see. Lesnar's going to get 4 for an assault, 3 for beating Reigns with a chair. That's 7. And let's see here. Let's see. German. German. F5. So 5 moves plus 4 for an assault is 9, and 3 for the chair is 12 points to Brock. All right. And then we're going to give 3 points to Paulie for being there. All right. Still with me? Okay. Oh. We go to a commercial. We come back. We see Reigns get loaded in an ambulance. And we then see a recap of last week's situation regarding Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. And then Alexa cuts a promo apologizing for what she said about Nia last week. She says she got carried away and she's sorry to Nia. But what she's sorry for is that she didn't speak the truth sooner. Alexa doesn't feel any remorse, and she loves that Nia was humiliated in front of the entire world. She never liked Nia. She used Nia. Promo to Alexa. All right. We then have a match of Alexa Bliss versus Asuka. Non-title, of course. Pardon me. So Mickie James gets accompaniment for being at ringside in Alexa's corner. And also an interference. So that would be 6, 5, 11 points to Mickie James. Seven. And then Asuka wins the match via countout because Alexa just gives up and leaves. So let's see. That means Alexa will get 5 for competing, but lose 4 for intentionally getting counted out. Gives her 1 point for the match. And then 3 move points is 4 points to Alexa. What's her at 220? And let's see, Asuka will get 5 points for competing. She'll get 10 for winning a match by countout, is 15. And 2 moves is 17 points to Asuka. Is 24. Seven. 431. Okay. After the match, Nia Jax runs out and drops Mickie on the ramp and chases Bliss, but Bliss breaks free and flees into the crowd, Nia chasing her away. So that's an assault from Nia Jax.
Yep.
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 What'd it do?
We go to a commercial and we come back to Alexa confronting Kurt about Nia's attack. And Kurt tells Alexa she should be ashamed of what she said last week because millions of girls like Kurt's daughters heard it. And he books Alexa in a Raw Women's Championship defense against Nia Jax at WrestleMania.
Yep.
I knew as soon as she went to Kurt that she was going to be wishing she would have thought about what she said.
Mm-hmm. Braun Strowman then comes out and gets in the ring. Well, I guess that's technically an extra promo for Alexa. Let me do that first. 25. Anyway, Braun Strowman comes out and gets in the ring. And he says that he was informed by management that he must have a partner to take part in the tag title match at WrestleMania, but Strowman says he doesn't need a partner. The Bar comes out to interrupt to tell Strowman he doesn't know what he's in for. They say to be an effective team, you have to eat together, train together, and sleep together, which gets a huge laugh from Braun Strowman.
Had a huge laugh from me, too.
And the crowd. Sheamus clarifies that they mean a room together, not literally sleep together. Strowman says that Kurt Angle told him he could have one of the Bar members in a match tonight and to come get these hands.
Cesaro?
Yeah, well, the 2 Bar members seem to argue about who's going to do this, and they jump up on the apron and agree to get in the ring together. And then as they do so, Sheamus spins around and allows Cesaro to get in the ring by himself.
So is this going to lead to a breakup of the Bar?
Oh.
And that's why they're going to lose the tag titles?
Could be. The question at hand now remains, who will Braun Strowman's partner be?
Follow the buzzards.
Nah,
Dean
he's too
Ambrose?
busy. He's too busy being purged.
Yeah, but there's speculation that he may become purged and show up as Strowman's partner.
That'd be weird.
That would be weird. Well, because right now, he and Matt don't have anything scheduled for WrestleMania, so.
Yet.
Mm-hmm. That would also go with the whole Bray Wyatt see the light thing.
I guess that's true.
But that's
I think Braun Strowman should just call the Big Show.
That's a possibility. Because isn't he supposed to come back?
I don't know.
I thought he was coming back.
Anyway, so Braun Strowman proceeds to have a match against Cesaro. We'll go ahead and throw a promo to Braun Strowman, and sounds like Sheamus did most of the talking. Well, it says they say, so I guess we'll give it to all three of them. All three men get a promo. And Cesaro. And Sheamus. Okay. And next up, we're going to have ourselves the match here, which Braun Strowman does come out victorious of. So Cesaro. What?
yeah,
I can barely hear you.
never mind.
Okay. You sure?
Yes.
Okay. So, Cesaro is going to get 4 points for moves and 5 for being in the match. Is 9 points to Cesaro. $395. All right. And Cesaro into the top 10. Braun Strowman will get 20 points for winning this match. He'll get 5 points for being in it as 25, and 5 points for moves is 30 points to Braun Strowman. What's him at 550? All right. So we go to commercial and we come back where we see some footage from the Hardy compound.
Yes.
Yes. My Queen Rebecca, play your music.
Rebby Hardy's awesome.
King Max, the Lord Wolfgang, you will behold a sight tonight. Vanguard 1, you must survey the property all day, for we will have an intruder this evening. Senor Benjamin, prepare the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Hardy. All right. So promo to Matt Hardy. I'm not giving promos to his assorted cadre.
Yes. There's only one member of the cadre that's going to get any points for that match.
Yep.
For interference.
Yes. Vanguard 1.
We're also probably going to have to put it back on the active list.
Yeah, we'll deal with that later. Technically, is it interference if he was only hallucinating him?
Yes, because he cost him the match. That qualifies as an interference.
But it wasn't actually him. It was a hallucination of him.
But was it?
Probably.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
No, it doesn't matter. It's still an interference. But we'll get to that.
Okay. Anyway, the Revival comes out and proceeds to have a match against Titus Worldwide. At which point they probably bury them. Double teams on Titus. Cruz gets a tag. Dawson gets a blind tag behind Apollo's back, which leads to a shatter machine. Because Apollo sucks. Oh, by the way, I didn't bring this up in the news, but I probably should have mentioned this real fast.
Yes.
It appears that Apollo had an injury at last night's WWE live event in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. He was involved in a triple threat match alongside his partner Titus against the Club, a triple threat tag team match rather, alongside Titus against the Club and then Bar. Fans in attendance noticed Apollo appeared to be limping after he attempted a kip up. Shortly after, the referee threw up the X sign and doctors were called out to check on Apollo. However, Apollo worked through the injury and did finish the match. His team ended up losing to the Bar, and some fans noted that Apollo had to be helped to the back by Titus following the match. So Apollo may have suffered a leg injury of some kind.
Fair.
So, Titus Worldwide. Let's see here. They are each going to get 5 points for being in this match and nothing else. $184. And Titus. 165. Okay.
Kai.
Okay. I'm gonna need you all to continue paying attention. Okay.
No. 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 No.
Now that kind of revolt can't happen in school. Okay. If that continues, you're gonna have to go and see the principal. Okay. You don't want to do that. Okay. Anyway, over to the Revival. Let's see. Dawson got a blind tag, so Dawson was the legal man. So we'll do Dash first. Dash will get 15 points for being on the winning team, 5 for being in the match, and 1 for the Shadow Machine. Is 21 points to Dash Wilder. And the 07, that puts him at 217. Scott Dawson, meanwhile, will get 20 for winning, 5 for competing, and 1 for the Shadow Machine. Is 26 points to Scott Dawson.
Fair.
He is 86.96, and 6 is 202. Bam. All right. We see the Mark Henry. The Revival cuts a promo after the match and declares they will be the first tag team to ever win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. So, yes, apparently they're going to win it as a tag team somehow. Not entirely sure how, but it's apparently a thing that's going to happen. Then we see a video package about Mark Henry joining the Hall of Fame. Where they're joined in the ring by Bailey. Promo to the Revival, by the way.
Yeah.
I caught myself. Save us 222. All right. Then we go to Bailey in the ring. Sasha Banks follows, but Sasha gets a mic. Says that she wants to fix the problems in her relationship with Bailey, and they have to talk face to face. She says at Elimination Chamber, she just wanted to go out and win. She wasn't trying to hurt Bailey, and calls out Bailey for leaving her high and dry twice since then. But Sasha is the bigger person, and she'll forgive her. Bailey declines a handshake and gets a microphone of Rose, saying she just can't forgive Sasha for what she did at Elimination Chamber, especially because I saw you up there laughing after you knocked me down off that pod and just watched me fall, not caring at all. And why was it so easy for you to do that if we're best friends? And Absolution interrupts, and Paige points out to them that this is not the time for you to stand there and try to find answers to your personal problems. It's a time to wrestle. So allow my ladies to step in the ring and show you what it means to actually be best friends on the same page. So that's a promo to Bailey, Sasha, and Paige. All right. We then have a tag team match, Bailey and Sasha versus Absolution. Absolution comes out for the win. After Sasha and Bailey get into an argument mid-match. Sonya Deville getting the victory specifically. So, Sasha and Bailey. Sasha will get 5 points for being in this match and nothing else. Bailey will get 5 points for being in the match and 2 moves. 7 points to Bailey. And then on the Absolution side of things, Mandy Rose will get 15 points for being on the winning team and 5 for competing. Is 20 points to Mandy Rose. Sonya Deville gets 20 for competing, 20 for winning, 5 for competing is 25. And 1 for a move is 26 points to Sonya Deville. $70, $190. All right. Next up, John Cena comes out to the ring. Jeff, did you see any Raw?
I did.
Talk about John Cena.
John Cena coming out once again calling Taker a coward and all that shit in his promo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically John Cena getting all pissed off wanting to match with The Undertaker. And he gets some form of an answer, but not the one he expected.
Mm-hmm.
Because the flames once again ignite in the WWE. And the mayor is in the building. Because Kane comes out and beats the ungodly hell out of John Cena. For daring to call his brother coward, I guess.
I don't think one chokeslam constitutes beating the hell out of, but okay.
It's Kane. When he choke slams you, it constitutes beating the holy hell out of you.
Okay then.
It's kind of his thing. Because remember, his choke slam goes straight to hell. Well, his and Undertaker's, but Kane's always been the choke slam guy, so his is the most powerful one. But yes, Kane comes out, lumbers to the ring, and just is like, no, boom, done. So, could this be an answer from the Undertaker? We'll find out.
Indeed.
Apparently, there's going to be a match between the two of them at the upcoming Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Between Kane and Cena. So could Undertaker interfere in this match? Could he show up to defend his brother Kane?
Could be.
But yeah, it's a pretty generic Cena getting pissed off and calling out the Undertaker promo that he's been doing the last couple of weeks.
Yes, he talks about his challenge to the Undertaker. It says if Undertaker feels unworthy of being in the WWE, he should know that he always has a place in WWE as long as it exists. He says the Undertaker is responsible for WrestleMania challenge. Nothing. He won't even get off his ass to respond, and it's disrespectful to Cena and the fans. And he points out a guy in a crowd dressed as the Undertaker circa in the early 90s. It says the fans turned Undertaker into a god. Without the fans, there is no streak and no Undertaker. The Undertaker owes it to the fans to reply. He says if Undertaker is retired, then say so and be retired. But if not, then come and give the people what they want to see. Calls the Undertaker a coward a few times, tells him to answer, at least do something stupid. Roll a casket down here, make some sense of fog and some lightning, something.
Boom.
Undertaker let down everyone who ever believed in him, and he shouldn't even call himself a man.
He never called himself a man. He's undead. So your argument's invalid, Cena.
He's a dead man.
Yeah.
Cena goes to leave, but Kane's music hits. And he walks down the ramp, steps in the ring. Cena says he must have been sent by his brother. He sticks a mic in Kane's face and asks if Undertaker says yes or no. Instead of an answer, Cena receives a choke slam. So a promo to John Cena. All right.
Choke slam to Kane.
John Kane with a choke slam.
Woo! Right. Points to me.
Where the hell is he? Where is it? Yeah. Okay.
Wow, that means I get match points next week. Woo.
Yep. We see a replay of Reigns and Brock earlier. The Dallas Cowboys are sitting at ringside. We cut back to the Hardy compound where Matt Hardy is seeking the advice of George Washington in a giraffe. Where Matt Hardy got a giraffe, I do not know. But Matt Hardy has a giraffe. I don't know. He has a giraffe. I got nothing. So, promo to Matt Hardy again. Rolling on. We're joined by the Miztourage. Miz complains about not being involved in the WrestleMania promotional campaign, despite being the Intercontinental Champion, pointing out that he's not on the poster. He says he gets no respect and talks shit about Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, calling the he says and I love Miz's promos. Did you see this promo, Jeff?
Whose promo?
Miz's promo.
No, I don't think so.
Well, this because he's talking about his promo and everything, trashing Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, and he says, and because I'm the Intercontinental Champion, and I bust my ass to be here, and you know what, you can cheer them all you want, and you come out here and show off all you want,
Out with it.
But he says, I'll tell you what, Tyler Black, Prince Devitt, I'll do you a favor, and I'm going to send you back to wrestling in bingo halls.
I did see this. Now that you said that line, I remember that now. I was like, wow, wow.
He's then interrupted by the Balor Club, who proceed to come out and form up a 6-man tag match. So promo to The Miz. Start with that.
Yeah, I did see that promo. I'd forgotten about that until you mentioned the Prince Devitt thing. I was like, oh yeah.
Yep. Which is funny because that's his actual name.
Well, not Prince, but that is his actual last name.
Well, yeah, Devitt. It's Fergal Devitt, but whatever. Anyway, so the Balor Club win a 6-man tag match. So we will begin with the Miztourage. The Miztourage themselves did nothing, so they're going to get 5 points each. Let's do Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. The Miz will get 5, and he will also receive 2 move points. 7 points to The Miz. Miz. There we go. For The Miz, all right. And then on the other team, Finn Balor picked up the victory there. So we will start off with the club. Let's see, Luke Gallows. Yeah. He's going to get himself 15 for being on the winning team and 5 for competing. Is 20 points to Luke Gallows. What's it at? 209. Carl Anderson will get the same 20 points plus 2 moves. Is 22 points to Carl Anderson. 19. 239. And then, weirdly enough, Finn Balor barely did anything in this match. It says he cleans house, but I don't know what that constitutes. That may or may not have been drop kicks to the corner. I don't know. But it does not say, so. Finn Balor did, however, win the match, though it was via a roll-up. So Finn Balor will get 20 points for winning the match, and he will get 5 points for being in the match. It's 25 points to Finn Balor. All right. All right. So following that, Miz and the Miztourage proceed to beat down their opponents after the match. And they're trying to really do some damage to Finn Balor, but Seth Rollins, who was on commentary, runs down for the save and begins laying everyone out and hits Miz with a curb stomp. So that's going to be Seth Rollins with 5 commentary points. 4 for an assault is 9, and 1 for a curb stomp is 10 points to Seth freaking Rollins. All right. We then see footage of Matt Hardy.
Did the Miz Entourage get any points for after match assault? Because isn't that
Yeah.
why the reason why he came down, because he was trying to save Finn Balor?
You're right. Fair enough. Okay. Assault to the Miz then. Okay. So we see footage of Matt Hardy at his compound, seeking advice in his Lake of Reincarnation. He sails over it on a canoe.
Wasn't he in Skarsgård?
Was he on Skarsgård? Okay.
I thought that was Skarsgård.
It says a canoe here, but I was wondering that, but I'm like, well, it's not a canoe. I don't know.
Pretty sure Skarsgård is the only boat he owns,
Yeah.
at least on the lake.
Right. By the way, there was a poll put up of who people would rather go to for advice, Skarsgård or George Washington, and George Washington was winning that poll last I checked.
Oh, brother.
All right.
I'd go to Vanguard 1.
That's a promo to Matt Hardy. All right.
Are we giving him multiple promos to show leading up to the match?
Multiple what?
Promos?
Yeah, it's because he did 3 promos over the course of the night. Now, we then see a video package about Ronda Rousey and her training for her match. We find out John Cena versus Kane is booked for next week's Raw. Last but not least, we go back to the Hardy compound for the final deletion. Main event. Bray Wyatt approaches the gate of the compound and enters and is welcomed by Vanguard 1, which has a hologram projector on it, if you didn't know, and proceeds to project Matt Hardy's face, encouraging Bray to follow the music. And Bray does so and finds himself over at a ring that has been set up on Matt's property as Rebby Sky at the ringside piano plays Bray Wyatt's theme music, which was kind of neat. All right. I won't count this. I don't know. This I won't count as a promo because it's part of the match, so that's not going to count for a promo. Matt tells Bray that he knew he'd come and turns to face him. We cut out. We go to a commercial. We come back to the commentators where Michael Cole feels the need to apologize for what we're about to see because he's a flaming fucktard. And then we go into the final deletion. Yeah. All right. Matt starts off strong, but Wyatt takes control for a while. He goes for a chair, but then Matt gives an order to Vanguard 1 for a distraction, which cues fireworks. Matt then manages to get a hold of the chair and tees off on Bray with it. They fight out of the ring and over to another part of the compound. Matt asks Bray if the building the next to reminds him of anything, and Bray has flashbacks to Randy Orton burning his house down. Matt wakes Bray out of his daydream with a kendo stick that he got out of nowhere. They begin fighting again. Bray then starts freaking out and having other flashbacks. He goes to look for Matt and ends up at another part of the property. And they begin brawling through the woods. There's a point at which they end up in a graveyard. And Matt seems to disappear and reappear from behind the different gravestones like he's Bugs fucking Bunny. They then fight over to the infamous Dome of Deletion, which those who have seen the prior deletion events from TNA will recognize. Once inside the area, Bray tries to suplex Matt onto a piano, but Matt, onto the table, but Matt fights away and shoves Bray into a ring post. Then grabs a nearby ladder and begins beating Bray Wyatt up with it. He then debates between a lawnmower and a wheelchair and decides on the lawnmower, attempting to run Bray Wyatt over as Ode to Joy plays until Bray gets up and just kind of stops the lawnmower. Wyatt drops Matt repeatedly and pummels him with fists and elbows. He then drags Matt over to the lake and looks to put the boots to him. And Bray looks for the Sister Abigail maneuver, but Vanguard 1 flies over to distract him again, allowing Matt to crawl underneath Skarsgård nearby. And as Bray flips it over to find it, it's Senor Benjamin underneath, who throws an inflatable globe into Bray's hand, singing, "He's got the whole world in his hands." Then there's a flash of Brother Nero, who continues the song.
Not quite that well. You're a much better singer than he is.
Well, fair enough. It's Senor Benjamin. Brother Nero appears singing. Jeff
and
Hardy
actually sings it properly.
Yeah, he's got the whole world in his hands.
And he was actually yes, Brother Nero. He had the white eyes and everything.
Yep, and then Matt then reappeared and proceeded to hit Bray with a twist of fate for a 3 count, and then throws Bray Wyatt's carcass into the lake of reincarnation. Post-match, he orders Senor Benjamin to retrieve Bray's body, but Senor Benjamin reports that his body is gone. There is nothing left. And Hardy says that means that the deletion is complete. Delete! 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 As Raw goes off the air.
This match was fucking awesome. It was so good. And Reby Hardy, oh my god, I don't know if you caught it, but do you know what she was playing at the beginning on the piano?
Yeah, Bray's theme song. I explicitly fucking said that. You need to pay attention.
Sorry. It was so good. Just the cinematography in this was actually really good. The cuts probably could have been a little bit better, but it was actually pretty good. And just Bray and Matt, what they did in this in terms of like the pure acting and the characters is just so good. And I love that they brought in the Shack. That was so great.
Yep.
The callback to that. Yeah, it was over the top, but hey, it was refreshing.
Yeah.
And I love the whole Scooby-Doo thing in the graveyard. That was awesome.
Yep. I'm over here, Bray Wyatt.
You two of worlds over here. Also, Reby Hardy is a damn good pianist. Holy shit.
She is.
Now, the interesting thing is Vince McMahon thought this whole thing was going to bomb and that there was no merit in it whatsoever.
Yep.
Hence why he told Michael Cole to promptly bury it before it even began.
Yep. Hence why Matt Hardy called Michael Cole out on that.
And Vince, and said he would delete Vince if Vince ever dared do that again. Also, while it's not astounding numbers, I also point out that for the Ultimate Deletion, the third hour of Raw pulled in just a little over 3 million viewers, which on the whole is not that much. But if you look at the history of WWE Raw, the third hour rarely pulls in any numbers close to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, unmitigated success. Fuck you, Vince. And that just proves how out of touch you are with the modern WWE universe. That you thought this was a complete joke and a failure. It's like, no. This is refreshing because this isn't the schlock you put out every goddamn week.
Mm-hmm.
You and Kevin Dunn. Fuck Kevin Dunn.
Mm-hmm. It was also worth noting that after that match, hashtag Ultimate Deletion was the #1 worldwide trend on Twitter, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely magical.
Yep.
Somebody replied to him, and yes, now, Great Commander, now it's time to delete that Jeju orangutan Michael Cole. He is undoubtedly deletion worthy.
Yes.
And Matt's response to this was, yes, hashtag Woken Warrior. I've learned of the blasphemy that the obsolete mule at Michael Cole spewed from his muzzle. At Vanguard 1 AAR, put this heretic on your surveillance schedule. If this continues, he must be deleted.
Do you think Matt Hardy's going to come out on Raw and call him out?
He might.
That'd be hilarious.
Surveillance order confirmed at Michael Cole. Current location, Dallas, Texas. The eye in the sky is watching.
Wait. Matt Hardy has Brother Eye?
Kind of.
Oh god.
Yeah, you can follow Vanguard 1 at Vanguard 1 AAR.
Yes, every single one of the Woken Warriors has their own Twitter.
Yep.
I think even Skarsgård has a Twitter.
Probably.
But yeah, I loved all the little touches in this. The whole references to Randy Orton burning the shack, the whole Senior Benjamin turning up with the inflatable globe with the he's got the whole world in his hands. I thought everything, it was so clever. It was over the top, but it was clever. Yeah, it was hokey, it was cheesy, it was stupid, but in all the right ways, and it made it enjoyable.
Mm.
Well, what did you think of Ultimate Deletion?
It was good. I enjoyed it.
I also love that they gave it the main event slot. It was definitely main event worthy.
So there we go. All right, so this is a main event specialty match.
Yeah, weapon use all around.
Obviously. So based on this is going to be, let's see here, 5 for competition, 4 for it being the main event is 9, 3 for weapon use, 10, 11 is 12 at base.
Specialty match.
15 at base. So Bray Wyatt did not hit any moves in this whole thing. So Bray Wyatt is just going to get the aforementioned base 15.
That makes me sad.
Yeah. 47 and 5 is 252. Matt Hardy is going to get 20 points for winning this match. He's going to get 10 points for winning a specialty match, is 30. He's going to get 5 for winning a main event, is 35. And the base 15 is going to give Matt Hardy 50 points. Plus the match-winning Twist of Fate is 51 points to Matt Hardy. Let's see, that would be 15. That would be 265. All right.
Are you going to give him promo points for the post-match promo?
I guess. Yeah. All right. 270.
See your Benjamin. Go fish his body out, but he is not there, Mr. Hardy. Wonderful. This war is over. Bray Wyatt has been deleted. That's a great promo.
Indeed. Yeah. All right.
The thing I really loved about this match too is it was more of a psychological match than an outright physical match.
Mm-hmm.
It was Matt Hardy breaking down Bray Wyatt's mind so that he just could not fight back.
Yeah.
It was great. It was what they were basically. This is what they tried to do with Bray Wyatt and failed because WWE creative fucking sucks compared to Matt Hardy when it comes to writing like a story within a match.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is what like the House of Horrors and that shit show WrestleMania match should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it was an entire match filmed on a location, not the arena, which is a rarity, which also brought a little refreshment to the stale WWE formula. Also, goddamn, Matt Hardy's house is beautiful. Jeez, that's great land out there.
Oh yeah.
He's got his own private lake. Goddamn.
Yep.
Beautiful Cameron, North Carolina.
Yep.
I assume that's where he still lives.
I assume so.
In the hometown, yeah. I think Jeff lives out there too, probably with his wife. Somewhere. I assume they both live still in Cameron, North Carolina.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Fair. But yeah, I love this match. It was great. But then the question is, what is next on the horizon for Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt? And what's going to happen at WrestleMania? Because they don't have much time, and now they have like no build-up for WrestleMania because nothing's been announced for it. So are they going to do anything, or are they just not going to be on the card?
I don't know.
Because this should have been the WrestleMania match.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it got the Raw treatment because Vince had no faith in it.
Yeah.
Which I kind of understand after his people completely fucked up the like House of Horrors and the WrestleMania match against Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're not having your people write it, Vince. This was all like Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, so. And Jeremy Borash, probably.
Possibly.
More than likely.
Perhaps. Anyway.
Well, he works for WWE.
True.
So it's like, well, why not? Just Matt Hardy, Jeremy, go to work, and they did. And from what I understand, and I didn't see the original Total Nonstop Deletion or Final Deletion, but from what I understand, this was almost shot for shot the Final Deletion.
Mm-hmm.
With some Bray Wyatt stuff added in, like the whole Shaq thing, and he's got the whole world in his hands. But aside from that, it was basically the Final Deletion, which is not a bad thing. And I was like, okay, that's fair. I've never seen it, so this was all new to me.
Yep. Let's check the scores. All right. And that, let's do a data refresh. Here we go. Alrighty, after that, in the lead at 65-58, it's still the Blissful Riot of Justice. By only 40 points now. And second at 65-16 is Balor Club Worldwide. And in third is still me.
But you're probably closing the gap, especially with that main event win.
A little bit.
Far.
Tiff, you still awake over there?
Wouldn't surprise me if she's not. She has to be up early for work.
I know.
Hello.
Hey, you're still here. How you doing?
Are you very good? Is there any feedback?
No, you're fine. You sound a little far away, but I can understand you. There's no feedback.
There's no feedback?
There's a very, very tiny amount of feedback, but not enough to be worth mentioning.
Okay, I think I missed something, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm only off by 5 points here.
Okay. We'll figure that out later.
5 points. Did you give Matt Hardy his promo points?
Well, I think it has something to do at the end. I mean, at the beginning, because I was free from the keyboard at the moment.
Fair.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the SmackDown. All right. The March 20th edition of SmackDown came from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, same arena that Raw was in. We open up with a video montage looking back at Daniel Bryan's retirement. And Daniel Bryan then comes to the ring. He says that since Shane was seriously hurt last week, he needs to address Shane's attackers, but they're not at the building yet. And he says that he can't talk to them, he'll talk about something else. He talks about being forced into retirement due to medical issues and how it caused him to be depressed and forced him to look at the positive things in life. He talks about his great fans, his great wife, and his wife encouraging him to fight to get back in the ring, and talks about doctors clearing him to compete in a WWE ring again. And he thanks the fans for always supporting him and being the best fans in the world. Talks about his road to being medically cleared and thanks his wife for pushing him to see specialists. And says he doesn't know when he'll be getting back in the ring, but he is medically cleared to do so. The crowd starts chanting WrestleMania, and he looks up at the sign and asks fans if they think that would be a good idea, which prompts a yes chant. So, promo to Daniel Bryan. Following the match, Daniel Bryan heads backstage where he's greeted in the hallway by senior official Charles Robinson, who congratulates him. He's then approached by Dolph Ziggler, who also congratulates him and says that he can't wait to beat him in a match now that he's cleared, and Bryan adds that he can try. Promo to Dolph Ziggler. We then have our opening match of the night, Rusev versus Shinsuke Nakamura, in what is ironically a Fastlane rematch. At least that's not really irony, but you know what I mean. It's very, very quiet in here. No one cares. Okay. Anyway. So Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Rusev. AJ Styles is at ringside for a closer look on this one, and Nate English is in Rusev's corner.
Whatever you whisper.
I don't know.
Give it up.
Why?
Why? Yes.
The beautiful people. The beautiful people.
Mm.
The beautiful people. The beautiful people.
I like that song.
It's a good song. What do you say? Something beautiful, there's something great. Anyway. Moving along. Rusev versus Shinsuke. Shinsuke wins.
Yay.
So in English, will get himself a couple of points, and AJ will get ringside points. All right. Rusev will get 5 points for competing in this match, and 4 moves is 9 points to Rusev. All right. And Shinsuke Nakamura will get 20 points for winning this match. He'll get 5 for being in it as 25, and 4 moves is 29 points to Shinsuke Nakamura.
Ooh.
44 and 9 is 353. After the match, Aiden English attacks Shinsuke Nakamura from behind.
Welcome to the silent segment of our podcast.
What about our podcast?
Wow, I'm surprised you're back.
Okay.
Usually when you go off to do phone stuff, you're usually gone for like 5-10 minutes.
Nope.
Continue.
Yep. Beautiful people. Anyway. So Aiden English attacks Nakamura from behind after the match, and Team Rusev Day proceeds to beat him down. AJ very slowly starts to get up and looks like he's going to help, but before he can get in the ring, Nakamura fights them off by himself. He and AJ then stare each other down. So that's post-match assault to Aiden, Rusev, and Shinsuke. All right. So, next we get to the back where Natalya confronts Charlotte and says she knows that Flair is scared of Asuka. Says that Charlotte's time is coming to an end, and then Charlotte tells Natalya to lay off the catnip. She says she's excited about facing Asuka. Natalya's still mad about Asuka taking her WrestleMania spot, and says she's the one who would beat Charlotte at WrestleMania, and Charlotte tells her to prove it. Promo to Natalya and Charlotte. Shinsuke Nakamura then confronts AJ in the back. They have a brief exchange that ends with Nakamura telling AJ he's going to beat him with a knee in the face at WrestleMania. Promo to AJ and Shinsuke.
It was kind of funny too, where you assume that when Shinsuke came to AJ, he was going to say, I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania, and that's where AJ stops him. And Shinsuke is like, you really should have confidence in yourself. But yeah, I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Thought that was kind of funny.
It was. Good times. All right, next. Baron Corbin buries Ty Dillinger. And if this recap is to be believed, botches an end of days while doing it. Did you see SmackDown, Jeff?
Absolutely not. I just saw the Daniel Bryan stuff at the beginning and the end.
That's fair enough.
I did. But I'm not sure if I'm going to give you a fresher recap of what went on. But I seen the match, and I'm not quite sure if he botched it or not. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
Jim just mute.
Yeah, I hit the button.
Yes, he
Sorry.
is.
I was going to let Tiff talk, but apparently she was done.
Why is your recap failing you?
No, just it mentions that he botched a end of days, and I'm not sure if that actually happened or not.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it actually happened either. But I mean, it looked like he hit the move, but hey, what do I know?
Well, because he botched it, then he threw Dillinger out of the ring, then brought him back in, and then hit it again. And the second time he actually hit it. So I don't know. Anyway, so Ty Dillinger pretty much gets nothing. He gets 5 points for showing up. This is your career now, Ty Dillinger. Enjoy that.
He's the new Dolph Ziggler?
I guess. Only
minus
without
the World Championship?
Yeah, say minus any championship.
Didn't he get at least one in like NXT?
I don't think he was the NXT champion. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, sucks to be you, Ty. You're the not so perfect 10.
Yep. He would have had the NXT North America title had that existed when he was there.
The imperfect 10.
Yeah.
That is your name now. That is your existence. Have fun.
Mm-hmm. Baron Corbin gets 20 points for winning this match. He gets 5 for being in it in 2 moves. 27 points to Baron Corbin. It's 42 and 7. It's 249. All right. Wait a minute. Did I do that right? 42. Yeah, okay. That's correct. 249. All right. Next up, Charlotte Flair comes out, and we find out that Daniel Bryan has booked her to take on Natalya in a non-title match tonight. And these ladies have a good back-and-forth match, as you would expect from them. The match ends at one point when Natalya manages to hit a superplex, but Carmella's music hits and she runs out with her Money in the Bank briefcase, jumps in the ring to try to cash it in, but eats a big boot to the face. And while the cash in is unsuccessful, Natalya capitalizes on a distraction and rolls Charlotte up for a 3 count. So Carmella's going to get an interference. Start off with that. And then we're going to have Charlotte. We'll get 5 points and 3 moves is 8 points to Charlotte. And then we've got Natalya, who will get 20 for winning, 5 for competing, and 5 moves. It's 30 points to Natalya. I'm going to tell you at 106. Following the match, we see some headlines about Daniel Bryan being cleared. We're then joined in the ring by the Usos, who cut a promo about holding it down for the tag team division, talking about how they still have their tag team titles and are still the best damn tag team in the WWE. And it doesn't matter if they're at 100% or 20% health, they're ready to go to war with the Bludgeon Brothers. Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary.
On lock.
Promo to the Usos.
Woo! Let's go, Usos.
Don't hold your breath. 06. We then have Jimmy Uso taking on Luke Harper in a one-on-one match.
Okay.
A match that Luke Harper wins. Via his big lariat. Let me see here. Let's see. Jay will get an interference. And a super kick on that interference will be 7 points to Jay, first of all. Nine. Then Jimmy will get 5 points for competing. And that's about it. Oops, wrong button. Didn't mean to do that.
Doesn't Eric Rowan get any points? Because I thought maybe he did an interference too.
I'm getting there. Yes, Rowan gets on the apron for distractions, so Rowan will also get interference. Did I give I gave the 5 points to Jimmy, right? Yeah. So yeah, Rowan will also get interference, so 6 points to Eric Rowan, as well as an accompaniment for coming down to the ring. So it's actually 11 points to Eric Rowan. That's 185. And Luke Harper wins the match. He gets 20 points for that. 5 for competing is 25. And 1 move. He has 26 points to Luke Harper. 22, 82, 188. All right. Jay pulls Jimmy to safety after the match as Rowan gets in the ring. And as we go to the next segment, Corey Graves informs us that Jinder Mahal has been added to the United States title match at WrestleMania, making it a triple threat between him, Orton, and Bobby Roode. We then have Jinder and Sunil Singh come out to the ring, where Jinder proceeds to cut a promo about how everyone there is jealous of him and should be bowing down to him, and talks about how people claim to want change and diversity, but they also want to keep the status quo with people like Randy Orton. He trashes the American fans until Bobby Roode's music hits and he interrupts, walking down to the ring, and then Randy Orton interrupts after that, saying if not for Jinder's lackeys, he wouldn't have any success in WWE. Jinder throws Sunil to Orton as a human shield and then leaves the ring. So, promo to Jinder, Orton, and Bobby Roode. And Orton. And Bobby Roode. And 3 points to Sunil Singh for showing up. All right, next up, Naomi and Becky Lynch come out to the ring, and they have a match against the Riot Squad, specifically the non-Ruby members. Though Ruby is at ringside for this. and the faces come out victorious as Becky locks Sarah Logan in to disarm her, and as Liv Morgan tries to run in for the save, Naomi stops her, and Sarah Logan taps out.
Woo!
Woo!
Straight fire!
Yep, pretty much. A fire. No promo, bad accent.
Hey, her accent's fine.
Not according to WWE.
Fuck WWE. They're out of touch old white men. Why the fuck should I care?
Because they have the money and the keys to the kingdom.
For now.
Even if they don't continue to have it, they're only going to sell it to some other rich white dudes.
But they may not be out of touch.
Yeah, well. Have you ever known a rich white man that was in touch?
Triple H.
Debatable.
NXT is the proof. Triple H knows what he's doing. He's perfectly in touch. Well, maybe not perfectly, but he's very well in touch. But when he's handcuffed by Vince McMahon, there's only so much he can do on the main roster. And you're muted. Oh, well. Silent session number 2.
I hear you. I was just letting you finish. Anyway. So, we're going to give Ruby Riott some accompaniment points. And then let's see.
For her, you want an old white man who's really not out of touch? Your favorite, Y2J, Chris Jericho.
Y2J is not old.
Isn't he about the same age as Triple H?
I don't know. How old is Triple H?
I don't know. I thought they were about the same age. Like in the 50s. Because isn't Jericho like 52 or something like that?
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, I think Triple H is up there too. I think he's about the same age. Jericho might be a little bit older.
Let's see. No, actually. And no. On 2 counts.
Really?
Jericho's 47. Hunter's 48.
Oh, okay. So but they are the same age. Okay, fair enough.
Jericho's just a tiny bit younger.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to call this right now because I have to be up in a few hours.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine, Jim. Old white man not out of touch? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
And I don't understand the basic concept of paying my employees.
No, but that's not why they would hire him. They would hire him to do Vince McMahon's job and Kevin Dunn's job and actually put out quality content, which he can't do because he's not fucking out of touch. He is 100% in touch with what's going on. He has his finger on the pulse of fucking everything. That's why he's as good as he is at his job.
This is true.
Another old white man that is not out of touch? I'm back and better than ever.
This is true.
You put those two together, kick Vince McMahon out, you will have a quality program.
Yeah, but give Eric Bischoff credit. It took him 30 years to get in touch.
That is true. It's taken him 30 years to get in touch. Vince McMahon has been doing this for 50 years and still isn't in touch.
Yeah, well. He was at one time. It's the reason he won and Bischoff didn't.
He was never in touch in the Attitude Era. He got desperate. That's the difference. He was desperate enough to listen to everybody else around him saying, this is what we should do. Vince McMahon gets all the credit for it. He doesn't deserve. The credit he deserves is for actually listening to his people that were actually in touch. He's never been in touch.
Yeah.
He just knows how to promote the creations of everybody else. The minute you give him the power to be the creator it all goes to shit. Current WWE is the proof of that. Because a lot of the gimmicks that came out of the Attitude Era were the brainchilds of the wrestlers who portrayed them. And Vince McMahon gave the green light because he was fucking desperate.
Right.
Stone Cold Steve Austin literally came out of Steve Austin taking a mic and actually having promo time. That was not Vince. That was not WWE creative. That was Austin himself saying, give me a mic. That was fucking, was it Russo or Heyman or someone saying, give him a mic for 5 seconds, for a minute, which they did. He cut the promo. Stone Cold was born. The Rock was born out of The Rock saying, my gimmick isn't working. The fans hate me. Give me a goddamn mic.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock was born. And Vince had nothing to do with that. All Vince had to do was it gave them the platform to do it, and he had the money to back it up, and he knew how to promote the hell out of it. Vince is an excellent promoter. He absolutely fucking sucks at creativity because he is so fucking egotistical and selfish and thinks only my ideas are great and is completely out of touch with the rest of the world.
He's Mike Michaud?
Yeah, but he's not nearly as much of a dick. I will give Vince credit. He's not an asshole. He's just deluded. He's not an asshole. He's from what I've heard, he's actually a pretty nice guy. And he'll actually listen to people. It's just when it comes to the creative side, he won't. Everything else, he'll listen to people. When it comes to what is going to be on my show on TV, he has the absolute final say because he doesn't trust anybody else with that. But he'll trust people with the other stuff, with like fucking the website and shit like that. Like Stephanie runs with that. He doesn't care. I mean, he still has the final say, but for the most part, he just, he's like, I don't know anything about those personal computers. What the hell are those?
Mm-hmm.
So he lets, tech people worry about that shit because he doesn't know that shit. But what he knows is the wrestling business. But that's the problem. He knows the business side of it. And he thinks because he knows the promotional and the business side of wrestling that he knows how to create quality wrestling content. The problem is he doesn't. He may have back in the past a little bit. I will give Vince credit. Some of the stuff that came out of the Attitude Era, sure, came from his brain probably. But it was a completely different era. Vince has not evolved with society and with entertainment. He's trying to run it like he did back in the day, and it doesn't work. Some of it does, sure, but forcing shit just doesn't work. And Vince is like, no, it's my way or the highway. Only I get to create good shit. The proof of that is the Ultimate Deletion, where it's like, okay, well, I'm going to let Matt Hardy and Jeremy Borash go do their shit and Bray Wyatt, and guess what? Best shit on Raw in like 5 fucking years.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that's why I said if you take Eric Bischoff and you take Paul Heyman, you give them Vince McMahon's you put them at the head of creative, have them oversee Mike Dunn, make sure Mike Dunn or Kevin Dunn, make sure Kevin Dunn does not fuck everything up, maybe even fucking fire Kevin Dunn and put them in his spot, and you give them the power to veto Vince McMahon. You basically take Vince McMahon off the table in terms of the creative side. I guarantee you will have quality content that nobody can touch.
Heyman, yes. Bischoff, I don't know, because Bischoff's entire concept of creative content is, here's 3 old guys, I'm going to let them do whatever the hell they want on my show.
That's why you put him with Paul Heyman. Because Paul Heyman won't let him do the stupid shit.
Because trust me, I'm at the point in Jericho's book, A Lion Tale Around the World in Spandex, available wherever fine books are sold, where he talks about being in WCW and how shoddily it was run.
That is true, but like you said, this is Bischoff like 30 years later. He knows the mistakes he made.
Yes, this is true.
He's not that stupid anymore.
No.
And based on current interviews with Bischoff, where I've heard him talk about WWE stuff, he clearly knows what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, you put Bischoff with Heyman. Heyman will be that filter in case Bischoff tries to pull stupid shit out. He'll be like, no, that's not going to work. But I have faith that Bischoff would not pull stupid shit out. Because, number one, there's no reason to go balls to the wall stupid right now. There's no competition. So why would you go stupid? Just put out what you know is quality. Don't try something that you think could be quality, but that could be risky. No. But back then, yeah, you go balls to the wall stupid and risky because what the hell do you have to lose? You're in a fucking war.
Right.
Which is why WWE, which is why back then Vince McMahon kind of didn't give a shit because he was getting desperate. He was losing ratings. He was like, I'll try anything.
Mm-hmm.
But once he became king of the mountain, once he became on top, Eagle Cap came back on, and he wouldn't listen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference.
Fair enough. Anyway. Now I lost track of who I fucking scored already and who I didn't.
Sorry.
That's okay. Let's hit this button. So that was Ruby Riot. Okay, so let's go to the Absolution members who did not hit any moves. So the Absolution
Riot Squad members. You just said
right.
Ruby Riot. You're an idiot.
I don't give a shit. They're clone teams. Who cares?
Except Paige is infinitely better than Ruby Riot will ever be.
Ruby Riot can wrestle.
I'm sure if Paige was fit to wrestle, she could probably out-wrestle Ruby Riot.
She probably could, but she's not.
Yeah.
Because she thought it was a good idea to let Sasha Banks drop kick her in the back of the fucking head.
Paige is also still infinitely better on the mic than Ruby Riot will ever be.
Also fair. But Ruby Riot is also green. Give her credit. She's kind of new.
She is, but she's had how long in NXT to focus the craft?
I don't know.
She's been there. She was there for a while.
There's a big difference between NXT and the main roster, though.
That is true.
Watch an NXT show sometime. See how many promos they cut.
That is true, but Paige was a product of NXT.
She was, but Paige was also a product of growing up in a wrestling family who's owned a wrestling school. She knew how to cut a promo long before she set foot in NXT.
Fair.
It was her house. Anyway. So, Riot Squad members. They're going to get 5 points each. That's what they deserve. Sarah Logan. And Liv Morgan would be the other one. All right.
You know what WWE should have done if they really wanted to honor the female superstars? I was just thinking about it because, they have this WrestleMania Battle Royal.
Yes.
They should have made it a female tag team Battle Royal and unveiled tag team titles.
That would have been interesting. Then you would have had to have 2 sets of those. There's way too many goddamn titles as it is.
Yeah, but I think the women need tag team titles. I really do. And you have a lot of
No, they don't. There's like 7 women on each show. There's not nearly enough people for tag titles.
I don't know. I think you can make it work. And then that would also give them a reason to start calling up people from NXT that should have been called up a while ago.
They don't even have airtime for the people they have.
Yeah, but you're seeing what they're doing with all the women right now. It's just complete clusterfuck matches left, right, and center because they don't know what else to do with them because the only title they have is a singles title. Like, I mean, come on. Becky Lynch and Naomi versus the Riot Squad? That was kind of fucking random.
Becky Lynch and Naomi are the only faces on the show except Charlotte. If you hadn't noticed. So there's Charlotte and the 2 of them, and then there's all heels. There's the 3 Riot Squad members. There's Natalya. There's Carmella. There's Tamina when she's not injured. Asuka's kind of half there. There's
Asuka's
really not.
base.
Yeah, there's really not a lot.
Yeah, so call it some more female superstars. They can make the division even more robust if they have a tag division.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great.
Debatable.
Also, that would also fit into the rumor of them considering making like an all women's show. If you create a women's tag division, and it goes over really well, then there you go. There's your impetus to actually create an all women's show. That solves your problem.
That is true too.
Because since the rumors out there, since there's speculation out there, and there's been reports that that's kind of what they want to do. If it's on the table, and they kind of want to do it. Why not give yourself a reason to do it? Prove that there's a market for an entire women's show by bringing in a women's tag division, a women's tag belt, and calling up a lot of your NXT female superstars that probably, again, honestly, should have been called up. female superstars that people want to see called up. Like, oh, I don't know, a tag team going by the name of the Iconic Duo.
Mm-hmm. You mean the one with an injured member that couldn't be called up if they wanted to?
Well, right now, but before. But I mean, because you have pre-built tag teams. I mean, you want to go in the tag division. You could pair Becky with them. When you have Becky and Naomi right now, they could go in the tag division. If before the whole split, you could have taken Bayley and Sasha and put them in the tag division. They'd have been a hell of a formidable tag team.
Mm-hmm.
You already have two factions. You have Absolution and the Riot Squad.
Alexa and Maggie.
You have Alexa and Mickey. You could put Natalya and Carmella together. They've teamed before and won, so there you go.
True.
It's easy to put tag teams together, and then you'd have a couple people on the fringes for your main event, because you don't need a lot of people to push a main event, to push the main event story. You only need maybe 4 people, 2 people who are actually involved in the main event and 2 people who want to be, and you can just rotate that in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, literally, SmackDown main event is what? It would be Charlotte, it would be Asuka, and Ruby Riott. There's your main event going forward, your main event storylines going forward, and then you can add someone else later. Like, if you're going to call up people for the tag division, call up a couple of singles competitors, too, to inject that into the big event. I mean, hell, if Rebby Hardy comes out of retirement, boom, there's another person you could push into the main event.
Nikki Bella.
Yeah, Nikki Bella comes out of retirement. Brie Bella, who wants to come back. Like, tag division. Bring back the Bella Twins for a tag division run. Come on, it writes itself.
True. We're going to have to see what's going on, because there may be some controversy regarding the women in the Greatest Royal Rumble. We'll have to see if that
There's
bites
going to be
them.
women in the Greatest Royal Rumble.
No, there's not.
The controversy is that they're not going to be in it. Fair enough. I could agree with that.
Like, at all.
Yeah, which makes sense. It's a men's Royal Rumble, but yeah, when I made that,
not what I meant. I meant they won't be on the program at all.
Right, but that goes into, as I was going to say, when I made that point, you made a case for why there shouldn't be women at all on it, and that's probably why they're not on it at all.
What's
for
that?
the reason you mentioned.
What's
Because
that?
of where it's going to be held.
I know that, but the point is, purportedly they're having the greatest Royal Rumble match and 7 championship matches at that event.
Damn.
They're going to defend every title that's not a women's title at that event, because women are not permitted to compete in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So the question is going to be, are the fans going to be pissed off that WWE basically sold out their women's revolution for Saudi Arabia's money?
It's not Saudi Arabia's money. It's their fucking laws. You expect Vince to go in and break their country's laws? Really, people?
No, but he didn't have to go into Saudi Arabia at all, is the point. He's only going to Saudi Arabia because there's a ton of money to be made there. That's the only reason they're going to Saudi Arabia in the first place. Fair. So basically saying, me going to a territory to earn money is more important than my women being treated equal.
And you're surprised by this?
No, but I'm surprised that everybody else let Vince do it.
Yeah, well, again, Vince with ego and power means you can't question the almighty McMahon.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. At the end of the day, it's his company, and it's his decision, and it's final. Because I'm sure Stephanie is not happy about it, but what's she going to do? She can't countermand her father. She ain't got no power. She doesn't, compared to Vince. She has no power.
She's on the board, and so are the new co-presidents. It's not like the board couldn't overrule Vince if they so chose.
I suppose that's fair.
Anyway, Naomi and Becky. Becky got the win here off a disarmer, so we'll start off with Naomi.
Yeah, the board could countermand Vince, but I counter you with, if Vince says, hey, this is how much money we're going to make doing this, and we need to keep our investors happy, I think the board would rather keep the investors happy, because that's keeping them in their jobs and being paid.
True. 169 is where Naomi comes out to. She got 20 points, 15 for being on the winning team, 5 for competing. And Becky Lynch gets 20 for winning a match, 5 for competing in it. And the disarmer is 26 points to Becky.
Mm-hmm.
And, hang on, 55 and 6 is 161. And guess what, Jeff?
What?
It's the main event.
Ooh, Okay.
So Becky Lynch will get an additional 9 points for being in and winning the main event. We'll put her at 170. And an additional 4 main event points will go to the other 3 competitors.
Sweet.
How's about that there?
Woo!
So Naomi will get 4 points. 173. And 4 points to Liv Morgan. 71. And who the hell's the other one? Sonya? No, that's the Raw one. Who the hell's the other one? Sarah Logan. I got it. Okay, thank you. 9. All right.
D-Bry anyway.
Nobody has D-Bry. He's on the bottom.
Ooh, okay.
He's down here. He's
I kind of want him because local.
Of course you kind of want him.
Sorry, he's from here. What do you expect?
I don't care. Anyway. So, we go to our main event segment. Well, Daniel Bryan is informed that Team Cammy have arrived at the building, and he orders them to the ring. They proceed. Daniel Bryan comes out to the ring with a yes chant, gets on the mic, and orders them to come out. They do so, hugging Bryan and celebrating, saying they weren't even going to come tonight since Shane isn't here. But they raced over when they heard the news about Bryan being cleared, and they say that they got pulled over by a Texas Ranger for speeding, but they talked their way out of it because everyone's dumber in Texas.
Ouch.
They congratulate Bryan on his medical clearance and then thank Bryan for treating them fairly when everyone else on SmackDown hated them. He says that Sammy says SmackDown is now without a doubt the A show with the 3 of them on it. And if Bryan joined them, it would be like a dream team. Bryan says that's nice, but the real reason he brought them out here is because of their assault on Shane last week. Sammy says it might have looked extreme, but Shane deserved it. Bryan says they don't get it. This is a big deal, and that while Owens and Zayn are 2 of the best performers in their generation, they went way overboard last week by assaulting their boss. Bryan says Shane even admitted he was wrong and gave them WrestleMania matches, and they still attacked them.
Yeah, actually, what Bryan said, that it makes complete sense. It's like, I don't get it. You won. You guys won. Shane McMahon came out and admitted he was wrong and was leaving the show, which is what you wanted. You won. And you still felt the need to attack him. What the hell, guys? Mm-hmm. Which, Daniel Bryan's not wrong. He has a valid point. They won. Why? And then he promptly fires their asses.
Yes, precisely. Bryan reminisces with them about wrestling on the indie scene together in front of 300 people and says he doesn't want to have to do this, but Sammy and Kevin, you're fired.
Mm-hmm. And he even says, you guys won, and you had the best possible ally in me who always advocated for you, and then you pull this stupid bullshit. What the hell?
He tells them that he's been fired by WWE before he came back a better person. They look heartbroken. Bryan says it doesn't mean they're gone forever, just means they're gone for now. He shakes their hands, and then Kevin attacks Daniel and screams at him. Sammy then starts pummeling on Bryan with right hands. Bryan fights back with some kicks on Owens and a suplex on Sammy. He hits running drop kicks, then hits the yes kicks on Owens. Sammy runs over from behind, attacks the GM from behind, pounds on his head. Owens then super kicks Bryan, and Sammy hits the haluva kick. They then take Bryan out to ringside, and Owens power bombs him on the corner of the ring apron.
That was made me go, really, WWE? You're going to book this after Bryan's concussion shit? Are you crazy?
Mm. Bryan gets loaded onto a stretcher as Owens and Sammy walk off. So now we have no authority figures on SmackDown.
Bryan and Shane versus Team Cammy at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that would be the booking.
Heel turn for Bryan.
Shane is the face.
No, he's not. Because Bryan has a very valid point. In my opinion, that just completely... Well, yeah, but still, I don't know. I still don't see Shane as a face, even though he's in the right here for everything else that he's done where he was wrong.
Which is fair, but he apologized. He admitted he was wrong. They won.
That's true.
And they still assaulted him, and then assaulted Daniel Bryan.
Fair. So does that mean Shane's coming back next week?
Probably, unless they're going to have nobody running SmackDown next week.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, you saw what happened the last time he tried to run a show with a pissed off Kevin Owens.
Yeah, but if Kevin Owens is fired, then his ego would be like, he's not going to be there, so I'm going to show up. Also, I don't think he'd come alone knowing that.
Well, I don't know about being fired exactly.
What do you mean?
WWE was in New Jersey for a SmackDown Live house show when 2 unexpected visitors showed up at the event. As revealed in a tweet by WWE, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stormed the ring to send out a message to SmackDown Live GM Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. But they are going with the whole story that they're fired to the point that they removed them from the site.
They did. The saga between Owens and Zayn, Shane and Daniel has been ongoing for a good few months now, and things came to a head when Owens inadvertently kicked Shane at the Fastlane pay-per-view, with Shane in turn costing KO and Zayn the championship matchup. Summarization of the events, blah, blah, blah. At the SmackDown house show in Trenton, the duo returned to TV once again as they invaded the ring to cut a promo. Sami Zayn took the microphone to rant about how they had been unjustly fired, went on to say they used to love and admire Daniel Bryan for a long time, but now Bryan turned into nothing more than a corporate sellout. Owens grabs the mic and gives the fans a piece of his mind too, but was interrupted by the start of Nakamura's entrance theme.
Fair.
Yeah. And apparently Owens changed his Twitter handle too.
Yes, he changed it to Kevin Steen.
Yeah.
So they're going full-blown kayfabe with this.
Yeah.
Which is great. That's the other thing that Ultimate Deletion brought that was fresh is for the first time in like 5 years or how many years, you actually got something that was full-on kayfabe that the fans could just lose themselves in. Which was great. And it seems like they might be doing it with this, where they're actually going a little more kayfabe with this, with the whole, the actual firing of Kevin Owens and stuff like that. And I applaud them for that. That's a brilliant move to actually go full on kayfabe. Because again, it allows the fans to get lost in it and just kind of, live the feud, if you will. Just experience the feud. As opposed to, oh, is this real? It's like, no, just accept that it's real and go with it. That's what WWE's always meant to be.
Yep. So let's see here. That's a promo to all three gentlemen. And then Kevin and Sami are also going to get assault points. And a finisher each. Kevin getting an OMG on top of that.
Yeah.
So let's see here. That's going to be Sami is going to get 4 for an assault. 5 for the promo. 4 for the assault is 9. 1 for the haluva kick is 10 points to Sami. 119. And then KO is going to get, let's see, 5 points for the promo. 5 points for the OMG powerbomb to the apron. Is 10. 4 for the assault is 14. And 1 for the super kick in the ring is 15.
Woo.
All right. Thus endeth SmackDown.
You gave D-Bry his points?
I did. Oh, I didn't give him moves.
Did you give him assault points?
True. Okay, hang on.
Yeah, he should have at least 4 points in moves, I think.
Let's see here.
Because he did yes kicks to both, and he did the running turnbuckle kind of whisper in the wind drop kick thing.
Yeah.
Or poetry in motion drop kick to both of them.
Yep, so that's 4. There was a suplex involved, but I don't know what suplex. Well, yeah, we'll give Daniel 4, and then
Okay.
so it's basically
does D-Bry do a suplex?
It's 8. I don't know. It's 8 points. So
yeah, plus assault, plus promo.
84. I already did assault and promo.
Okay.
I mean, no, I didn't promo. I didn't do assault. No, yeah, I did. No, because it's 4 moves and 4 assault, and I already did promo. Yes, 84. Okay.
Fair.
Stop confusing me. Anyway, let's go check the points. All right. In the lead, let's see. Oh, in the lead by 5 points is the Balor Club Worldwide.
Woo!
How about that? By 5 points.
I ain't gonna last, but woo!
At 66.60. Followed in second at 66.55 by the Blissful Ride of Justice, and still way back in last at 49.98 is me.
Thank you, Becky Lynch, in the main event.
Pretty much.
And Team Cammy for beating the holy hell out of D-Bry.
Mm-hmm. And D-Bry for fighting back.
Oh, I don't have D-Bry yet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, like it's a foregone conclusion.
D-Bry is coming home to Washington State, baby.
Yeah, good luck with that. We shall see. Because after WrestleMania, it's time to shake things up again.
Yeah, it is, but we're gonna have to assign people before we can do the drafting.
They're gonna get straight out drafted. They're gonna get random drafted. As we do.
Except we may assign them anyway because there's so many points that it may actually affect the outcome. So we may have to assign people to rosters.
That is up to a group decision, but we'll get to that later. First of all, 205 Live. The 205 Live.
Indeed. Speaking of which, General Manager Drake Maverick, now part of Up, Up, Down, Down.
Nice.
Yeah, he made his debut. They played WCW versus NWO on N64.
Okay. I have WCW versus the World on PS1.
Oh, yeah.
I should see if Jericho's in that game.
And he's gone with the name Dalton.
Okay.
I think it was Dalton is what he was. Some really generic sounding. I'm like, really, Spud? Really? That's the best you could come up with?
Huh.
But I think he had a reason for it, so fair. But
you might. I don't know.
So yeah, check that out now on Up, Up, Down, Down.
Fair enough. All right. Anyway, 205 Live.
Mm-hmm.
We have a recap of last week's semifinal match between Cedric Alexander and Roderick Strong. And a preview of tonight's main event of Drew Gulak versus Mustafa Ali, the winner of which will go on to face Cedric Alexander at WrestleMania for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Right.
Joined by the commentators, and then we open up with our first match of the night of Hideo Itami versus Lince Dorado.
Okay, then. I don't have either one of them, I don't think. I know I don't.
You know, that match ends via disqualification when Grand Metal Elite gets involved and shoves Hideo Itami into the apron.
Okay, then.
Yeah. By the way, the name for the rest, for the record, apparently the name of this faction is Lucha House Party.
Okay, then.
That's apparently a thing.
I would have thought Kalisto would have just usurped Lucha Dragons, but okay.
No, it's Lucha House Party.
Okay.
That is their name.
They should have just called themselves Mucha Lucha.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Might have gotten him sued by Warner Brothers.
Well, Vince McMahon has enough money to fight Warner Brothers, especially with the unmitigated disaster of DCEU.
Yeah, he doesn't have that much money.
I don't know. He has a B next to his name.
Yeah. You don't want to know how many B's Warner Brothers is worth.
I could guess. They own Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of my point.
They also happen to own Tomb Raider, so yeah.
They do.
Which is looking like this one's probably going to be a pretty successful franchise, but I digress.
Let's see here. Yeah, Warner Brothers 2015 revenue was just under $13 billion.
Damn.
With an operating income of $1.4 billion.
Fair.
So, yeah.
Fair. But anyway.
Random quiz question. How many Warner Brothers were there?
I have no idea.
There were 4.
Fair enough.
Just a random fun fact.
Did they, in fact, have a Warner sister?
They, I don't not see any indication of that.
Fair enough.
Well, let me double check. Warner Brothers. Doesn't say.
Fair enough. Anyway, score of the show.
Yes, let's continue. So, yes, there was some interferences involved here.
Okay.
Because Grand Metal Elite got involved.
Yes.
And there was some interference there. Luckily, he was the only one hot-headed enough to interfere. Because Tommy and Grand Metal League apparently have some problems with each other. Specifically because Tommy tore the crap out of Metal League's knee last week.
So is there going to be dissension amongst the Lucha House Party?
No, they seem to be on the same page.
The same page of we don't give a shit about the match?
Well, I mean, I don't think Lindsay was particularly pleased that he got DQ'd, but I mean, Kalisto and Tozawa had to separate everybody. So,
Fair.
Anyway, so let's start off with some shit here. All right, so accompaniment points are going to go to Akira Tozawa.
Woo!
Who is at ringside.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
Accompaniment points are also going to go to Kalisto. Woohoo!
Lucha! Lucha!
And also to Grand Metalik, who will also get interference. That will be 11 points to him, which is 150. That's it. Then for the match proper, it ended in a DQ, as I mentioned.
Victory points.
So no victory points on that. But it does end with Hideo Itami technically being the victor there because the disqualification was on Lince Dorado. So Lince Dorado gets 5 points for being in the match. And 2 moves is 7 points to Lince Dorado.
Okay.
103, baby. All right. And then Hideo Itami won the match by DQ. So let's see here. What are the rules about that? It was an unintentional DQ win. So he doesn't get any points for that. So he'll just get 5 points for being in the match. And he will receive 1 move point. Is 6 points to Hideo Itami. Okay. It's 219. Get it? Got it. Good. Moving on. So as mentioned, following the match, the two bickerers had to be pulled apart. We cut to the back where Drew Gulak tells us he really does believe in a better 205 Live, but that Drake Maverick lit a fire under him when he called him a goo. He mentions that a tournament is the purest form of competition, and his chances at an example that his way is the right way. He doesn't intend to lose tonight or next month. So promo to Drew Gulak. It's about 2:02. All right, we then get a confessional promo who calls last week the best of his career, saying that it still hasn't set in that he'll be competing at WrestleMania in front of 70,000 people. He said the journey isn't over because if he doesn't win on April 8th, yeah. Promo to Cedric.
Woo!
Indeed. All right. We then go to the ring for our next match of TJP versus Kenneth Johnson.
Who the hell is Kenneth Johnson?
We were reminded by the commentators that Kenneth Johnson was a competitor in the Cruiserweight that we haven't seen in a while.
Okay.
And TJP basically beats the crap out of him and taps and hits it with a detonation kick and then taps him out to the submission hold.
The rolling knee bar.
The knee bar there.
Woo! TJP. TJP.
So TJP will get 20 points for winning this match. He'll get 5 for being in it. And 2 moves is 27 points to TJP. How about that?
Ooh, victory! We have victory!
46.
So are we now going to add Kenneth Johnson over there to the roster since he's an actual superstar?
153. All right.
Jim.
Next up, we get a promo video
Or
from
ignore me.
Mustafa Ali,
Hello?
who introduces himself
Jim,
as being
hello.
from Chicago, says the difference between him and the rest of the division is harsh.
Jim, hello?
He talks about being a police officer outside Chicago and how he wanted to be a cop to take action and change the world. And he says that win or lose, he sees this as his chance to change minds. Huh? Oh.
Hello?
There we go. That was weird.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So as I was saying, are we going to add Mr. Johnson down there since he's an actual superstar and not just local talent?
I guess if you want to.
Because he's an actual WWE superstar, right?
He was in the
Technically.
Classic. That doesn't mean he's signed.
Well, he's there. Obviously, he signed.
Yeah. I'll throw him down here, whatever.
And then if he doesn't do anything else, if he doesn't come back, we can get rid of him. But since he's
Alright.
not a no-name local talent.
Fair enough. Anyway. So that's a promo to Mustafa Ali.
Woo!
He says that he sees this as his chance to change minds and take fans who see his name and start to boo and convince them to cheer. Whether or not he does that at Mania, we'll see. Mustafa Ali. 3, 4, 5. 202. Dasha Fuentes conducts an interview with Drake Maverick.
Drake Maverick.
Who is livid that the Tommy Dorado match ended in chaos due to some hot-headed cruiserweights. He says, thank goodness for Tozawa and Kalisto, being cool-headed and separating everybody out. And he says he wants to reward the two of them. So the next week, the two of them are going to be in a fatal four-way against TJP and Buddy Murphy.
Well, all right, then.
He leads into this mentioning that the champ is going to need some new challengers after WrestleMania. So I guess this is a number 1 contenders match, possibly, maybe. That's what it sounds like.
Fair.
So there we go. And next we have our main event match of Mustafa Ali versus Drew Gulak to see who will advance to face Cedric for the Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania 34. And I'm just going to state for the record right now. Well, you know what? I'll state it in a minute. So, Ali holds his own in the ground-based opening while Cedric looks on from the back on a monitor. Drew outpowers Mustafa to get an advantage, slamming him off a dropkick and controlling things from the ground. Ali manages to get a couple of kicks, but Gulak takes control back again. And the official has to pull him off of Ali as he stomps him in the corner. Ali finally starts fighting back. But, he hits a facebuster and then stomps Gulak himself, and the ref has to pull him off, leading him to question whether he's gone too far. And that delay allows Drew to send him face first into the turnbuckle. He manages to avoid the Dragon Sleeper, but Gulak lands some stiff lariats and gets drawn into a Koji clutch when he goes for a pinfall. He almost taps, but gets his feet under the ropes and slides out to regroup. Ali climbs up top and somersaults. He follows some strikes and goes for the 054, but Drew pulls him off and sends him face first into the apron. At the count of 9, Ali makes it back into the ring, but Gulak kicks him back out again. They fight outside the ring, and Ali sends Gulak into the announce desk and then into the timekeeper's area. He heads back in, but then goes right back out and clears the table to put Drew through it, but Gulak fights him off and back body drops him on the floor. Drew slides back in, but comes out to break the count and then slides back out to send Ali into the ring post, knocking him out almost. He throws him into the timekeeper's area for good measure and then gets back in the ring to wait for a count-out victory. Ali slowly gets to his feet and manages to get back into the ring at 9.9999, according to the recapper.
Damn.
Gulak gets a dragon sleeper, but has to break it when Ali reaches the ropes. As he goes for another hold, Ali reverses it into a DDT and manages to climb one more time to nail the 054 and claim victory.
Yes! 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 Yes!
And according to the WWE Twitter, 054 equals TKO.
I approve. That sounds like it was a hell of a match.
It does. All right. So.
It was at least worthy of a full recap. That has to say something.
Oh, yeah. So Drew Gulak will
Put
get
on a hell of a match.
5 points for competing. He'll get 4 points for being in the main event, is 9. And he'll get 4 more points for moves. It's 13 points to Drew Gulak. What's him at 215? And Mustafa Ali will get 20 points for winning this match. He'll get 9 for being in and winning the main event is 29. 5 for competing. Let's see. 5 for competing is 34. And 8 moves is 42 points to Mustafa Ali.
Damn, son.
What's him at 244? All right. So that's right. You are guaranteed the Cruiserweight title at WrestleMania, my friend.
Woo!
Let us see the final scores.
Indeed.
All right, in the lead at 67.51 is the Balor Club Worldwide. Followed by the Blissful Ride of Justice at 66.72. So about an 80-point spread right now. And I'm down at 50.21. At least I crested 5,000 finally.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and let's go over to the leaderboards. All right. Still, let's see. Up in the lead is the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman.
What?
How about that?
Wow. How'd that happen?
No reaction to that?
Hello? Hello?
I fixed it. I fixed it.
Okay, good. I said, what? How the hell did that happen?
Braun Strowman at 550 points.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Where did all his points come from? Jesus. What did he do this week? I don't remember him doing that much this week.
He beat Cesaro in a match.
Well, that's true. But that was just one match.
It was.
It wasn't enough to get that kind of points. What the hell?
I don't know. Unless I mistyped something, which is possible.
Maybe, because that seems way too high for Braun Strowman, unless he had points from somewhere. Because he was like, what was he at, like 4th? Because Seth Rollins was first, AJ Styles was second.
Yeah, Braun Strowman competed against Cesaro and won a match this week. Rollins and AJ walked out and sat at a commentary desk. Rollins and AJ didn't do fuck all this week. They went out and got 5
True.
commentary points. Granted, Rollins got a move off at an assault, but still, Rollins got himself all of 10 points. AJ had all of 5 and maybe an extra promo.
Yeah, that
So
was
really,
didn't do anything.
They didn't get
Fair
any.
enough.
They got next to nothing this week.
Fair.
And Cedric got a promo and nothing. So
Fair.
Monster Among Men.
Fair.
Because remember, Braun got a fuck ton of points for winning a massive ass battle royal last week and eliminating all the tag teams.
This is true.
So he was already right the hell below them. It was not a huge point spread. So the fact that he competed and won a match.
Fair. Continue. Number 2. Dos. And you're not speaking. Jim, speak. For fuck's sake. Left me hanging. Ooh, Jim.
What?
How come you're not speaking?
I am speaking. I'm reading the numbers.
You didn't say a damn thing. I said number 2, and you didn't say anything.
The thing cut out again.
You need to buy a new headset, dude.
It's not my fucking headset. It's fucking Hangouts.
But you're the only one having problems, so.
Well, don't look at me. It's fucking Hangouts.
Hmm.
I didn't fucking do.
So back to number 2.
Yeah. Number 2 is Seth freaking Rollins at 538. Burn it down.
Yep.
AJ Styles is at 531. Cedric Alexander at 520. The WWE champion AJ Styles, I should say, is at 531. Contender for the Cruiserweight title, Cedric Alexander at 528, followed by Finn Balor at 502. The big dog Roman Reigns, number one contender to the Universal title at 451. Number one contender to the SmackDown Women's title, Asuka at 431. Sami Zayn at 419, despite being unemployed. Cesaro coming in at 395. And John Cena rounds out the top 10 at 393.
Yeah, well, it's his actions that led to him being unemployed that got him to 419 points.
True.
Let's go, Sammy.
El Generico.
Damn right.
He should bring that back and go join Lucha House Party.
Yeah, Matt Hardy needs to dump him in the Lake of Reincarnation and have him come back as El Generico.
There you go.
Sin Cara should join Lucha House Party just to give him something to do. It's also surprised he still has a job. They haven't used him at all.
They should throw him in like a resurrection, have him come back as Hunico.
Ah!
Reincarnation, not resurrection. What am I saying?
They should throw him in the Lake of Reincarnation and rehire the original Sin Cara.
That'd be funny.
He was better.
Yeah.
They both fucked up a lot, but he was better.
Yeah. Anyway, there you have the program. How's about that?
Heck of a week.
It was a heck of a week indeed. So,
boy Mustafa.
Indeed, he did a good job. I had a feeling it was going to be those two.
I was hoping.
So, that's cool.
That's the match I would want to see.
It's going to be a great match. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. WrestleMania is looking up to be a pretty damn good card so far.
Well, why don't we do this? For the next few weeks, let's do a WrestleMania sneak peek.
Yeah. Only match I'm not really looking forward to is potentially the main event. Mm-hmm. Although, if the Taker match goes through, that'll probably be the main event. But
all right, so as it stands right now, WrestleMania lineup is as follows.
Yes.
There will be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
No one cares. Moving on.
The WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal.
Are those the pre-show matches?
They have not delineated pre-show matches yet.
Okay. Well, given how long those matches are probably going to go, probably one of them probably will, and it'll probably be the men's one, the Andre the Giant one. Because wasn't that pre-show match last year?
Yes.
Yeah, so that'll probably be pre-show.
Indeed. We have Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali for the tournament final for the vacant Cruiserweight Championship.
That'll be a hell of a match. That could be match of the night.
We have The Bar versus Braun Strowman and a partner to be determined for the Raw Tag Team titles.
That'll be entertaining.
We have Charlotte Flair versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title.
That should be a damn good match.
We have Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's title.
That should be relatively entertaining. I fully expect Nia to win.
We have Randy Orton defending the United States Championship in a triple threat match against Bobby Roode, the former champ, and Jinder Mahal.
That's the piss break match.
We have The Miz defending the Intercontinental Championship in a triple threat match against Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
That'll be a damn good match, even though it'll probably be kind of boring. It'll still be a good match.
We have Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey taking on Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in a mixed tag team match.
That has the potential to be good, but we'll see.
We have AJ Styles defending the WWE Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura.
That's the other match that could potentially be match of the night. It's either going to be that or the Cruiserweight match. I'm calling it now.
Yes. And the main event, the big dog Roman Reigns will challenge the WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar.
One match I give zero fucks about.
And more likely than not, John Cena versus The Undertaker will be the main event.
Yeah, I honestly do not care about the Universal Championship.
That's fair.
I really don't.
I respect that. That's fair. So there you go. That's the current WrestleMania lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Despite the fact that the feud they're doing it right. The feud is good. I just don't care because the match. I'm just like, It's not a match I really want to see, so I just don't care. I don't care how good the feud is. If it's two people I really couldn't really care less about seeing compete together, then I don't care about the feud really.
Mm. Fair enough. Let's see here. It's worth noting thus far, entrants for the Women's Battle Royal include thus far Sasha Banks.
The entire women's roster?
Well, right now it's Sasha Banks from Raw, and then most of the women on SmackDown. Becky, Naomi, Natalya, and the 3 members of the Riot Squad.
Yeah, we know Bayley and Absolution are going to be in that probably.
Participants in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal thus far include the members of the Revival, who intend to be the first tag team to win it, and also Baron Corbin, Mojo Rawley, and Ty Dillinger. That trio includes 2 former winners of that Battle Royal by the Y.
Yeah, but Mojo Rawley isn't going to have the Gronk this year, probably.
That's true. He might not have the Gronk.
So he's fucked. That, and if Zack Ryder joins it, he's doubly fucked because revenge.
Yeah, that too.
Zack Ryder needs to join it.
Yep. So, fair enough.
So potential matches on the card. We have Cena v. Taker, which is probably going to happen, and then probably something to do with Matt Hardy and Bray heralding the full in-ring return of Brother Nero.
Possibly.
That's my guess. And then we'll probably see other returns at WrestleMania, like Big Cass is supposed to be coming back pretty soon. Samoa Joe is supposed to be on the horizon.
Rumor had it they were probably going to save Joe till after WrestleMania because Roman is going to need contenders. So he's probably going to be Roman's challenger after WrestleMania, most likely.
So they're just going to feed him to Roman?
I don't know. But they don't really have a lot of other options because Seth is in face mode dealing with the mid-card, same with Balor, and Dean is still injured. So
yeah,
there's not exactly a lot of people to challenge Roman for that title unless they want to have Miz champ versus champ feud him.
Or have Miz lose at WrestleMania and then have Miz go on to the main event card.
That could work too.
I'd be okay with that.
I'd also be okay with that.
Especially since Miz is immensely over.
He is.
See, that would be a feud and a match I could get behind. That's a match I would want to see.
Mm-hmm.
But we shall see.
So there we go. That is what WrestleMania is shaping up to thus far. We'll see how that changes in the next remaining few weeks between now and the pay-per-view. Until then, we thank Tiff for having been here, and we will see her next week. Jeff, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
We will hopefully be back at our regularly scheduled time next week.
That's the plan.
I am James Phoenix.
Beer the beard.
Once again.
And Daniel Bryan is back. Peace, everybody.